We'll probably have 813 in at some point too. 813 Genetics.
Yeah.
We'll probably have him in at some point too.
All right. Cool.
All right. All right. All right. All right. Oh shit. Mm, shit. That's your YouTube playing in the background.
Yeah, I'm cutting
You
it.
may want, yeah, you may want to mute that. So we got everything nice and clear. What up? What up? What up? What up? Welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Get the Zoom right. What's good, everybody? Y'all already know the routine is you come in, drop a like, drop a comment, tap in. You already know. We got a special guest in the building. And today we're going to talk about grow room controllers. And we're also going to be doing an interview so we can learn about some different grow methods. Y'all can ask some different questions. Yo, bro, just say something real quick to see if your thing pops up.
Yo, you here?
Yep.
Okay.
I just want to see if when you talk it shows up on YouTube.
What's up, everybody in the chat?
Oh yeah, they coming in. Your boy Roy Boy, XTHC Hybrid, fuck all that, High Desert Blooms, what's good, what's good. Don't forget to share this over to Instagram, get some other people involved in the conversation. Yes, and your video clarity looks great too. Damn, I'm ready to get me up out of here. Yeah.
You talking about the little thumb, like the
Yeah, we can see the
on my
setup.
video? I
That's
see. I guess.
is that a I'll wait until we start talking for me to ask some questions. What up, Gino Mano? What's happening? What's happening? Thank you, everybody, for coming in. So as y'all know, I'm always speaking about controllers, but the main reason that I'm speaking about controllers is because I have no idea how they work or how they're any different than anything else. So today we got somebody who actually uses the controllers, got a great grow, and definitely probably got some tips and tricks for those out there that have a controller. You can see how he uses his, you can see how he controls his environment, what kind of system he uses. We'll go through all of that. So y'all make sure that y'all get in here and y'all make sure y'all invite some people in here and get over to the channel. So, bro, go ahead and tell them where they can find you on IG.
Oh yeah, my IG is. You can type in XXCA20XX, and you can also look it up at Daisy Force.
Daisy Forest. If I got any of my moderators in here, can y'all get over to Instagram, get Daisy Forest. You'll find it under, because it shows up for me under Daisy Forest too. So get over to Instagram, find Daisy Forest account, and drop the link into the chat for me, please. Any of my moderators that's in here. If not, I'll go ahead and do it. But Daisy Forest.
Yep.
Oh man, XTHC, but you know that ain't no problem, bro. We'll get them right back to you. No issue, bro. Just DM me. You know that ain't a problem. That is no issue. Do we got enough people yet? Yeah, I guess we can go ahead and get started. So Daisy Forest, we got Daisy Forest in the building. We're gonna go over some good questions. So for starters, how long you been growing?
I would say off and on for like 10 years.
Oh, 10 years. It's a lot of
Yeah,
experience coming in.
off and on. Yeah.
What
A lot
system,
of
what kind
bumps
of,
and bruises.
without the bumps and bruises, you can't learn nothing, man. That's how you learn right there. You got to make the mistakes. I always tell people, if you don't make the mistakes, you're never going to get better at growing. So what's your preferred system, and what kind of systems have you done over that 10 years? You've probably done them all, but
Uh, yeah, I've tried cocoa, or I do cocoa right now. I've
okay.
tried DWC.
Mm-hmm.
I've done the whole living soil thing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I've done the like the bottle organics thing.
Okay.
But my preferred method is drain the waste cocoa.
Okay. So the system that we're looking at right now, what is this system? Can you explain it for us?
This is this is the bucket company system,
Oh,
and
okay.
so this is a bucket company system with Floraflex uh, drippers.
Okay, so you got the okay, I see them up there. I see the manifolds. Okay.
Yeah, so that's what
Yep.
that is.
Not that it matters, but what kind of nutrients you running?
Uh, Floraflex,
What is it?
Floraflex.
Oh, Floraflex nutrients too?
Yep, yep,
I just switched over to Floraflex nutrient and it dissolves completely clear, like completely clear. No
it
residue
does.
left in the bottom of the no residue left in the bottom of the res. You ain't got to worry about your emitters getting clogged. You don't have to worry about none of that when it comes to Floraflex. Super clean
Yeah,
nutrient.
I agree, and it's fairly cheap.
Yeah, hell yeah. Because I was using Jax for a while, but the calcium nitrate wouldn't dissolve right. I was still getting like sandy material left in the bottom of the res, and if you run in any kind of watering system, that's your worst enemy right there.
Yeah,
Lines start winded up getting clogged, and now a plant in the back of the room ain't getting no water. You don't notice till it's damn near dead. I don't like
right.
that. So Floraflex
I
definitely
will.
works better.
I will say. I wouldn't say like. I mean, I feel like with any salt, you gonna get some type of buildup. So I would say probably some drip clean. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yes, because you will get
Something
salt
like
buildup within
SLF
the
or something
line.
like that. You know what I'm saying? Something that'll break down some salt.
Okay, what do you use to break down the salts that wind up in the lines or in the system?
Drip clean or what is that? Clear res.
H2O2?
I like
Oh, clear res.
clear res. Yeah.
Okay, have you ever used H2O2?
I do have H2O2, but I usually use H2O2 kind of like clean a little bit. Like in between runs, I'll like spray the H2O2 water mixture.
Okay,
Um, I don't really have a guaranteed like a ratio that I use right now, but I'm kind of playing around with it.
okay. So what Floraflex? What's the pH like? Like after you add it, do you need any pH up, any pH down, or does it sit right at a level you comfortable with when you add it?
So I think I got lucky, and I think this depends on your water. But when I mix mine up, it comes almost dead on to where I need to be, which is like 5.8.
Yep.
I even take 5.9. I take 6.0 for real if I'm letting up in flour. That's good. I ain't tripping off
Yep.
that.
You use
Uh,
their bloom booster as well?
yep, the full tilt. I like it. I like the whole thing, bro. I ain't got no complaints with it at all.
I agree. I agree. So
Uh,
that full tilt works great.
yeah, I like it. I will admit I was kind of the very first one I used the full tilt. Uh I ain't really commit to it 100% just because I'm like, man, usually like you got a high number bloom booster, but you mess around and burn up all your plants you start. So I
Yes.
kind of just slow played it a little bit, and then I kind
Oh,
of got comfortable. And once I got comfortable, I went in and I seen it. I seen it.
yep. Even though I used Floraflex V1, V2, B1, B2, I still use raw NPKs, raw phosphorus, and raw potassium, and they scared me the same way because the numbers is like 0, 60, 0. And when I seen full
Yeah,
tilt, I seen it's the same way. So I'm like, yeah, a lot of people are just going to be turned away just by the big numbers. But follow instructions, people. That's what you got to do. You got to
yeah,
learn to follow instructions, and you won't deal with no issues. But like he said, baby step your way into it. So if you don't feel comfortable using it at full strength right away, then just wind it up as you get more comfortable with each round. So is that what you did? Like each round you got a little bit more comfortable to add what the actual bag says?
yeah. So this is my fourth round on the balloon schedule.
Okay. So when it comes to lighting, what's the lighting that you prefer?
We use HLGs mostly. Uh, I'm kind of biased towards HLG, but
You feel me?
yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to anything else. Like I actually just got a think grow the other day.
What
I
you said, a
forget.
think grow?
Yeah, the Miami Mango. Like
Okay. I
yeah,
actually Grandmaster Level recently just posted the specs on his light because what they do at HLG is they test a bunch of different lights to see if they
yeah.
capping about the
That's funny.
UMO. And
The
the
light that
thing
I got
is,
right now is the light that that they test.
okay, and according to the test, Miami Mango is not lying about the power of his light. His light is spot on.
No, yeah.
It's exactly what he says that it is. So I love that about a lighting company when they ain't capping or they ain't adding extra different spectrums to try to boost the amount of UMOs coming from it or anything like that. I prefer the honesty. So when their lights were tested by outside source, that's not them. It's exactly what they said it is. So that is another great light that you can have.
I haven't plugged it. I gotta get it converted because it's a 240 plug. So I haven't plugged that one yet.
They don't. Oh, so it's not optional as to what you could run on it.
I mean, you can run it at 120, but you gotta get the adapter.
Okay. So it's better to just go ahead and get you a 240 plug and do it that way.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, that's not how I'm going. I'm just gonna get the adapter and plug it into. You know, if I can plug everything else in, it'll run both of them. You don't need a converter or nothing. You just gotta have the adapter.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of biased towards HLG too. They got great lights. They for the people. Customer service is unrivaled. Great
That's
lights.
probably the biggest thing is the customer service.
Their customer service is unrivaled, bro. Like they got amazing customer service. You don't have to wait a week for them to get back to you. They get back to you right away. Like that great company altogether.
Yeah, yeah, no
So which
doubt. I had some diodes go out on me before, and I know my situation a little bit different than some other situations, but bro got me my light the next day.
Oh, no, your situation ain't different, bro. I'm telling you, most people who had a problem, they got next day shipping on any problems that they had with their lights. It ain't just you. That's how they operate. They make sure that they are for the growers 100%. That's what I love about that company. So exactly which HLGs are you using? And Miami and Mango only got one light, so we know exactly which one you're using. But which HLGs are you using?
Uh, so the ones I don't know, can you see them?
No, we can't see them from right here. Boom, now we can see them. There we go. Yep,
Is
that's the white one right there.
so these are with the 600s, 600 what did they call them? Diablo. I forget the name of it.
That's the
But the
Scorpions.
yeah, Scorpion
Okay.
Architects. Yep.
Okay. And what would you have to say about that? Like, give me 1 second. I'm gonna just grab something to drink. Go ahead and tell me what you think about the Scorpion light versus like the Diablos or anything else.
So so far I like these. I like the spread. They don't get too hot because there's so much heat sink. You know what I mean? It definitely stays cool. It's the best thing is the spread. Really, that's the best part about it. Being able to spread all the light out over the canopy, but still having the penetration. But I think this works out better for people with like short ceilings, or I guess like people that want to do like vertical grows, and you know what I'm saying, like guys like in basements stuff like that. I would say this probably be the light for you.
My bad, my bad. What was the last thing you just said?
I was saying like if you in a basement or if you got short ceilings, this is probably the ideal like
Yeah.
uh
And you know what I love the most about this light is the spread on it. Because for the
yeah,
longest time, but I love the 550. The 550s is the brightest light I've ever seen in my life by far before they came out with like the Diablos, the 650s. But then when I seen this one, I'm like, finally, they got a light that will cover the canopy, the entire canopy. Like everything in the canopy
yeah.
will get the same amount of light thanks to this Scorpion. Could you get the Scorpion closer than you can get some of the other lights? Is that what
Yeah,
it's
you
made
can
for?
definitely, yeah, you can definitely get these a little bit closer because it's not as intense. You know what I mean? Like it's a little bit spread out, so it ain't as intense all in one area. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So you don't have to worry about your middle section winded up eating more than the corner sections. You don't have to worry about your corner sections winded up not getting enough light because the spread just ain't there.
But,
Yeah, yep. That's the same thing I love about them. So the Scorpions are the main ones that you running.
that's what I'm running in this tent here. In the other room, we got 650 R specs.
Okay. Now with the 650s, is there any warnings that you want to give us about the 650s?
Yeah, don't turn them all the way up.
Yeah, unless you got the proper height.
Yeah, unless you got 12 foot ceiling.
So pretty much run the 650s like you would run a Gavita. If you don't have the power to turn the Gavita up to super lumen, you don't want to do that with 8-foot ceilings. You need nice ceiling space to be able to run those.
Yeah, for sure.
Super bright
I
light.
think what's good about that though is like you can get the performance out of that you would get with a Gavita with a lot less heat, and you can get your plants closer to the light. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So if you still in that situation, you still ahead of Gavita if you ask me, because you got so much more clearance, because the light is only what, an inch thick. You know what I'm saying? If that, a quarter of an inch thick, so you can get it all the way, tuck it up to the ceiling. You know what I'm saying? Leave
Yep.
some room so it can breathe, but you can get it.
You know what else is the major difference is that it's 550 watts less than the Gavita, and you will not see a difference in harvest results. That was my biggest thing. When I switched from my double-ended to the HLG 550s, I never saw a decrease in yield. The only thing I saw a decrease in was lighting bills and electricity. Like, it freed me up on so much extra electricity to use, but I never saw no real like yield difference. Only thing I didn't like was the fact that it didn't cover enough of my canopy.
Yeah.
And then they dropped
I
the
will say,
scorpions and it was over.
when I first started using 550, which was the first HLG I had, I would say my bud size suffered a little bit, and I would
Okay.
say that happened because I wasn't familiar with how I needed to have my environment.
Okay. That's the next question. So what's the optimal environment that you like for running LEDs?
So in the big room, which is where the controller is, I like to keep that. I guess I go off the VPD chart. I use the Control Master app to check on my VPD, but I
Mm-hmm.
try to keep my humidity around 70%.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And I like my temperature like 85,
Yep.
86. I don't even, if it gets to 87, I don't care as long as that dehumidifier works.
Yep. Oh, so where you're at, a dehu works best for you.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Because where I'm at, I've never had to use a dehumidifier. It's never like we got too much humidity. We never have enough humidity. So in my
Well,
area, it's humidifiers only.
yeah. I've always had to use a dehumidifier.
Okay. See,
Yeah,
just
always
letting
had to use
people
a
know that based
dehumidifier.
on where you are, it's going to determine whether or not you need a dehumidifier or a humidifier. Because for me to keep my VPD in check, I got to use a humidifier, or the humidity in the wintertime. Oh man, forget about it. The humidity is sit right around like 20 or 30%. But in the summertime, you might be able to get it up to 50 without using a humidifier. But to get to like the 70s, the 60s, you're definitely going to need humidifiers.
Yeah, and I'll say this. I don't know. This might not work out for everybody, but maybe sometimes you can play with your room a little bit. And that's kind of what I do with the big room. So in the big room, we got 10-gallon pots, right? So
Okay.
10 gallons of medium and 12 pots that keep my room where it needs to be, and it keep
Okay.
the plant. If that makes sense, like
Yep.
my room is more it's more humidity in the room because it's so much. It's a bigger amount of water in there than like maybe like your situation where you run 41-gallon pots. You know what I'm saying? At
Yep.
max, you can probably have 40 gallons of water. You know what I'm saying? Me, I can get that in 4 pots.
Exactly. So the evaporation from the plants and the size of the plants, because I take it if you're using 10-gallon pots, you're growing
They
trees.
bigger plants, right? And
Yeah.
they transpire a lot more. So I need
Yes.
something to keep up with that humidity.
Okay. See, in my case, since they're 1-gallon pots, those things dry out every day. Every
Exactly. Every
single
day
day.
you
It's
gotta
not.
get it.
Yeah, I can never have enough humidity. So I'm constantly dumping water into the room to be able to keep the humidity where I need to be. And I always try to tell people it's based on region, because if you in Arizona, your humidity is probably like 2% outside your room, you're going to need something to give some kind of humidity to that room. And I don't care if you're
Yeah,
in a sealed room or a tent. The outside environment always plays a role on the inside environment.
yeah. And I think that your medium can have a big role in that too, because you run
Okay.
cocoa, you're gonna hit that every day. If you not running cocoa, so you running soil, you gonna you're gonna have to figure some other way to work that out because you only gonna water what 3
Exactly.
days. 33 days. Like
See, I watched a guy called High Grow Group. I don't know if any of you guys on here are subscribed to him, but High Grow Group. That's his name on YouTube. And he said it a long time ago that no matter what medium you're running, your plants are better off getting shots of water daily than they are getting water and having to get watered again every 3 days. That's where you're going to run into some issues because you're probably overwatering if you have to wait 3 days before you go water again. So you're running 10-gallon pots of cocoa.
Yeah.
Do you think that it's a difference between a 5-gallon pot of cocoa and a 10-gallon pot?
Is it? Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a difference. You mean in what respect? What you mean, like a difference in growth?
Yeah. Like, do you think you can get the same growth out of maybe like a 5-gallon pot with 24 plants versus 10-gallon pots of 12s?
Possibly, possibly, but the way we ended up setting it up, it works out because it keeps our environment right. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was saying that before. Because if I had 5-gallon, I guess I would have to match it up, but then it wouldn't fit right. You know what I mean? Not
Yep.
for the room that you know for my room, which is
Yep.
only a 10 by I don't know, maybe it's like 11 by 9.
Okay. So makes sense.
Yeah, so I
Okay,
think
so
somebody asked about the canopy. So it's 11 by 9, and it's 4 6 feet.
11 by 9, 6 foot on the height.
No, 650 yards, and the height is like standard 8 foot.
Okay.
8 foot.
And that's why you say if you got 6 foot ceilings, you could run those at 50% and still be great.
Well, I only run them at 50%. So it's 650 yards over probably like a 8 by 10 canopy ran at 50%.
Okay. And it sounds like you're crushing it from there.
I'm about to get this. I'm gonna get this camera so I can show y'all.
Okay. Feel free to turn your camera off while you're moving from room to room.
Yeah, I'm about to try to.
Boom. There should actually be a button where you could actually just turn the camera completely off. Woo! Oh yeah, more questions are definitely about to come.
I'm in the middle of getting this set up.
Okay.
So you got 12 buckets. And I don't always fill these all the way up to 10 gallons. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say I'll fill it up to 10 gallons every time. I try to save as much as I can. If I ain't got to fill it all the way up, we can buy less bags of cocoa. I'm all for that.
Okay. Since you're in the hydroponic system, it's not really going to matter anyway, because cocoa kind of works like a rock wool block. So it's not like you need. It's not like you need to fill. Exactly. So all you got to do is increase the amount of waterings that it gets a day or the amount of watering time per day, and you'll still get the same results even if you don't fill the pots all the way. Yeah, that room is beautiful, man. Beautiful. So the bucket company is the type of growth system that you like.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's my favorite. This is just what we do right now.
Okay, so you feel like you might wind up.
Yeah. I feel like I mean it's just a little much, bro. It was a good idea at first.
Okay.
But it's cool. It worked. I grow monsters in here, bro. Like.
Yeah, I can tell. Yeah. Yeah. We can't wait to check back with you in a couple months when this room's in full swing and be able to see those giants.
Yeah, I'm about to transplant probably tonight or later tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, that room's looking beautiful. So when it comes to controllers, you said that you're using which controller?
Oh, the Trollmaster here. Let me go back.
Trollmaster. So what are the type of things that you use the Trollmaster for? Just to go over the specs of what it does, because I'm not really too familiar with exactly the Trollmaster does. So what kind of things do you use it for?
So initially, I bought it so I would have a remote access to the grow.
Say that one more time. You kind of cut out as you were saying that. So let's say that one more time.
Yeah, my bad. The fan right here. I said I
Yep.
bought it so I could have like remote access, like so I could have some control and not actually have to be here.
Okay.
And then I ended up being a lot closer to the grow, you know what I'm saying, than I thought I was gonna be. So, you know, the way I use it now is mostly just, you know, obviously for the environment. But I think the biggest feature for me is because I don't have an air conditioner in this room. I don't have no AC in the wintertime.
Woo.
In the summertime, I'll have this this here as the AC, which is the, you know, just the house AC, and that works out perfect.
So you duct the
Uh,
cold. So you duct the cold air from in the house into the grow room.
I dug yep from the vent right into the, you know, it would go somewhere else, but we just bring it in here.
Okay, so like central air, you just duct the central
Exactly.
air vent right in. Okay, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You ever thought about getting a mini split down there?
Yeah, we considered it. I don't know if we want to put all that in here, but
Okay,
we talked about it. Right now it worked without it. You know, the basement is pretty insulated, so it stays pretty cool.
yeah,
Uh, it worked out right now.
hell yeah. Okay, so the Troll Master, what exactly does it control for your rooms?
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. Like the biggest thing, so I don't have an AC in here, so when my temperatures get above, yeah, let's see if I can figure out how to. You still see the you can still see the trail master.
Yep.
All right, so when I when my room gets above, I think it's 85. Let's see. When my room gets above 85 degrees, it starts to dim all the lights until I get to my desired temperature, and then
Okay.
it'll go back up again. And then when it gets past it again, it'll go back down. You know what I'm saying? It'll fluctuate and it'll control my temperature without sacrificing, you know what I'm saying, without having to buy AC.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's
And I
perfect for
don't
somebody
necessarily,
who's in the same kind of position that you're in, that they really don't want to install a mini split, but you also got some good ducting that's bringing some nice cool air in, and that the Troll Master will work perfect for you because it'll just keep everything nice and steady for you.
yeah. And I've only had I've only been able to grow with AC a few times. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I'm just the average home grower for real. So, you know, we kind of just, you know, make it work with what we got.
Yep. Because I ain't gonna lie, where I'm at, it gets so cold in the wintertime that my AC doesn't work for over half the year.
Yeah, I don't
Over
need the
half the
AC
year,
in the winter.
I don't even need AC. It's only like 2 or 3 months out of the year that I actually need AC.
Yeah, I don't
Maybe
need no AC in the winter.
1.5 grows. So since I harvest every 35 days, 1.5 grows, I wind up needing the AC. And then after that, it's just too much, especially when you're running LEDs. Now, when I was running the Gavitas, I
Yeah, you
needed
don't need
AC.
that.
Yeah, I needed the AC year round. But now I'm way oversized on my air conditioner. So summer or winter, I can control my environment to a T. I can have it wherever I want to because my air conditioner is so big compared to what I need. Because those LEDs don't really give off no heat.
Yeah,
I
no,
need heaters in the wintertime just because the
yeah,
LEDs don't give off enough heat.
yeah. I agree with that, especially in like my bedroom. Like, it could definitely be warmer.
Yep. So what lights do you run in veg? HLGs?
HLG 100.
Okay. Okay. That's the small square ones, right?
Yeah,
Okay. How many of them do you run in veg?
6 of them
6 of them?
over. Yeah, 6 of them four over a 4x6. Okay?
Okay. Okay. So the Troll Master, it keeps so you live by the VPD chart. That's where you like to keep
Yeah,
your room somewhere in a good range of the VPD chart.
yeah. As long as it's not too humid, you know, if it's just getting too humid, you know, and it's tough, like I'd probably err on the side of keeping it a little drier. Especially if I see I got plants that's more susceptible to PM or something like that, or you know, like bud rot.
Okay.
But I'll try to lower my humidity down um, at, towards the end of flower anyway.
Okay. What kind of strains do you run? Like what kind of genetics? What are the breeders that you like? What kind of strains do you run?
We got I got a little bit of everything between me and my partner. We got a lot of different stuff. Man, we popped a lot of stuff last year. I can tell you what we got in front of us. Let's see.
Yeah, what's that?
So let's see. This is grapes and cream, and green, gas lose everything around me from Soulfire. Got the
Okay.
Runts back there, Alien OG, Gorilla Glue, Jelly Breath #1. Not Jelly Breath. What is that? Jelly Milk #1. Uh, Green #2. Sour
Who
Garlic
created who
#7.
created who created the jelly milk?
Jelly Milk is Soulfire.
Okay.
Uh, Mr. Nasty #2. Cookies and Cream 22. Banana Runs. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what's in here.
Okay. So what do you think about the runs? What's your opinion on the runs?
I like it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's different than what I anticipated because I never had it before I got the cut. I'm assuming my cut's a real cut. My cut was sourced from Lucky Girls. That's where I got my lunch from.
You said from Loki Grow?
Yeah,
You know, that's the big homie. We're gonna have him on here soon too.
yeah, that's where my cut came from. Uh,
Okay.
I like it.
Hell yeah. So in your method, do you trellis?
I do. I like it, but I don't like it, man. I just like being able to get to my plants. And
Oh yeah, I know.
sometimes I wait too late. And that's probably the biggest downfall of trellis games. I end
And
up using stakes.
okay, and
Yeah,
harvesting
harvest
sucks.
is trash. Yeah.
Oh, harvest sucks, especially when you got two nets. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's the worst.
I love trellis until it's time to harvest, and then I regret using it every single
Yeah,
time.
it's like dominoes, bro. As soon as you move one, everything start moving, and you can't pull stuff out, and everything gets caught popping buds off there.
Yeah, yep. So once that trellis is set, it's over. The only thing I like about it is the ability to spread a plant out to get the full yield that I want out of it. That's the only thing that I like about it. I never got
Yeah,
as big of a
man, I
harvest
used
as
to
I
be
got
really
when I
big on
trellis.
like training. Really, see, I use the trellis more as a support. I don't never really strong them out like that. Like I used to. To be honest, I think I learned how to grow from hybrid. That's who taught me how to
Me
grow.
too.
So
That was one of the people who showed me too.
yeah, that's what really put you on game for real. For real. He wasn't lying to you at all.
That's a fact.
So uh, that's how I learned how to grow. So I started off struggling, but eventually I just got to the point where I didn't want to wait on them big old plants like that to just be
Yep.
growing in one pot. So I just kind of started doing I just kind of top once, maybe twice, let it go.
Yeah. The way I do it is I do like the grandmaster level topping technique where I just take the top two leaves off and they just start to branch out from there. And I start doing that as early as possible. Then by the time I'm in flower, my plants normally got 16. I like 16 to 20 tops per plant by the time that I go into flower.
Yeah, that sounds
When you
right.
do,
That sounds.
when you
Oh,
do,
in a 1 gallon pot.
yeah.
Oh, that's enough,
People
man.
were
That's
shocked.
good.
People were shocked when they seen my rooms and they were like, wait, you grow 1 gallon pots? Those plants are 1 gallon pots? And I'm like, yeah. When you're growing in cocoa though,
You water once a day.
yep, once a day for 2 minutes.
You can probably do it twice a day.
I could, but then by the time eventually it adds up to be too much. Like when you water twice a day, at some point they just stop drinking as much, and some plants don't drink as much. So you wind up with a plant that winds up overwatered over here, over here, over here. But
Yeah,
when you water once a day, everything's dry by the next time that they're ready for water again.
yeah. I think that kind of ties back into what we were saying earlier. Like I say that right. You could probably do it twice a day, and then say you go do it twice a day, and then your room start messing up. You wonder why? It's because you doing it twice a day, and now it's too humid, and the plants ain't drinking, and not you know what I'm saying? Like it just throw
Exactly.
you off.
My room is so dry that everything pretty much dries out at the exact same time. So by the time they wake up, they get that 2 minute water in, they good until the next day. They're probably dry by the end of the night by the time they go to sleep. But as soon as they wake up, boom, an hour later, they're getting watered. So they're good. I tried it a bunch of different ways, and that's the way that wound it up the best for me. At first, I was doing 2 2 minute waterings a day, open flow system. No manifolds, no nothing, just a regular open flow. and they eventually I noticed plants dying near the back walls because they just were drinking way too much water. They weren't drying out quick enough, so they were getting
Yeah.
overwatered while everything else was good. They still needed water, so I was like, you know what? 2 minutes a day, all the plants get the same thing, and eventually they just adjust to it. So they know as soon as they wake up, an hour later, boom, they're getting watered. They praying by the time that I get there, and they good to go.
Yep.
It comes
These
down to mastering your system. You got to be a master of
100%.
whatever system.
That's what I say, man. It takes repetition, bro. You keep doing it, you'll get it eventually. You know, learn from
Yep.
your mistakes. I
Yep.
was gonna say that over here in this tent, these manifolds are open flow. So this is open flow bubblers going to these little. I don't know if you can see them. It's like
Yep.
little
Oh,
drippers in
got
there.
the ring around it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
So
just
they
open
they
flow straight to them.
they drip right out of the ring.
Yep.
It reminds me of the system that Medicropper had built before when he had those beds of cocoa.
That was the dopest room, bro.
Huh?
So that was the dopest room of all. That's like the best room of all time.
Oh, when he recessed the Gavitas into the ceiling,
Yeah.
hit that
That's the best room of all time.
bro, that alien riff monocrop when he did the 3 per light for the first time. He was the first person that ever spoke about VPD that I heard of. The first person that ever spoke about vapor pressure deficit was Medicropper. And then afterwards, I heard Jungle Boys and everybody else talking about it. But the very first person I heard it from was Medicropper. It's so sad to see where Medicropper is now, because it's like his family's in another country, so he's always in and out. He's relying on these people who don't know how to grow, so his growth's just going down, down, down. But back
Yeah.
then, when he had those cocoa beds and he did that walkthrough, I'm like, man, he is crushing it.
Yeah, that was sweet. And the beds moved.
Yeah, that was on wheels,
Like
and he built the whole rooms by himself. Like, he's a master carpenter. He built those rooms out by himself.
yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, I love those, man. Hygro Hybrid too. I love the setups that he had. He really showed me about trellising and being able to hit bigger numbers based off of training the plants and getting them the right height, making sure every square is filled out. I learned all of that from Hygro Hybrid. I hated when his page wound up being that you had to pay
Yeah,
just to get it, but they was trying to take his page down completely. They was trying to get rid of all of his shit.
yeah. I
You know
remember.
why? Because he was teaching too much.
I messed around and paid for it though.
I did too. You think I what? You think I didn't?
Yeah,
I think it was like $2 or something or $3. I didn't
yeah,
care what it was. I made sure I got that information.
yeah. Straight up, because he just wasn't lying to you, bro. He told you
Facts.
exactly what he was doing. He told you why he was doing what he was doing. And he just simplified it. He didn't tell you to go get the most expensive uh, bottles of nutrients. He didn't. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? He just kept it all the way 100. He just kept it real
Yep.
simple.
You remember
And
the one
he
tent
kind of
that he
almost
did?
made it foolproof. Like you couldn't do it.
Yeah,
Which
if you
one?
couldn't do he had like the single tent where I think he did was it Fox Farm or was it General Hydro? I think he did like a General Hydro grow and like a regular tent, one plant, trellised it out, and still crushed it.
Yeah.
And still crushed it. So he was showing you that it didn't matter what nutrient you use, as long as you got the canopy fully filled out, doesn't matter how many plants, 1 or 10, you're gonna yield big. And he kept it super simple. I loved everything he was teaching.
Yeah. A lot of people don't like Gen Hydro. It worked though.
All nutrient work. The plants want NPK. That's what they want. NPK. Now there's more efficient ways to go about that NPK. So that's the reason that I like raw NPK nutrients when it comes to my bloom boosters. The raw phosphorus, raw potassium, they're cheap and they both work. You use one for 3 weeks, use both for a week, use one for the last 2 or 3 weeks, and then you flush. Works perfect for me. Those nutrients last forever because they're such big numbers. I think it's a quarter of a teaspoon per gallon. You can't beat that.
Yeah,
Again,
I agree.
scary numbers when you look at it and you see that something 0.610. You know what I'm saying? But once you get the hang of it, it's nothing. NPK, that's what the plants want, a little boost here and there. Do you do any foliar sprays or use kelp or microbes or anything?
Not anymore. I think I'm about to get back to it though. I think I'm gonna start instead of putting this power SI inside my reservoir. I think I'm gonna start
Yeah, Power SI is just a silicate, right?
Yeah, it's a silicon product. I think it's a different type of silicon. I wouldn't compare it to like silicon blast. I think it's a different product.
It's a more bioavailable form of silicate that the plant can uptake quicker, right?
I think so. I don't really know the
I
science
was,
behind
I
it,
was
but I
talking
do
to
know that it
Wolverine
works.
about this. Yeah, I was talking to Wolverine about it. We're gonna have Wolverine on the show soon, actually. And we're just waiting for all of the holidays to come over. So within the next probably month or two, we'll have Wolverine on here to be able to talk about the rest of that. But
Yeah,
I
Wolverine
was
keep it real too.
what man? One hell of a grower. One
Yeah.
hell of a grower. I like what he does. Yep. So no microbes or anything. No nothing.
Nah, nah. I used
I don't
to. I
use none
mean,
either. I don't use none either. So
uh, no micros, bro. But I will use some what do you call it, enzymes at the end.
okay, yeah, you got to use enzymes. Yep. And that's the reason that I tell people not to use microbes because the microbe colony dies every other week. So that off week, I tell you, use enzymes if you are going to use microbes because they're going to die every other week regardless, and they're going to have to start a
Yeah,
new colony. So, but if you are using enzymes, you don't also want to use microbes and use enzymes because enzymes are used to kill the microbes. It's going to kill any
right.
type of bacteria that's growing inside of your medium. So there's no point
Exactly.
in and the microbes is expensive as shit when you're talking about like the mammoth P or the tribus or something. That's way too
Yeah.
expensive to be killing them as you're using them.
And I'm using clear red, so that's dead
That's
anyway.
definitely gonna kill them. That's a sterile environment right there.
Yeah, and that's how I
Yeah.
prefer.
That's how I prefer it too. Way less problems. You don't have to worry about nothing. Less food for fungus gnats to feed off of because fungus gnats are going to feed off of that bacteria that builds from the microbes, that mycelium. That's what the fungus gnats are going to feed off. And if you're in a watering system like you, the plants are constantly getting moisture. So the last thing you want to do is be adding any type of mycelium for the fungus gnat to be able to eat on later on.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yep. So you floor flex everything.
Uh, yeah. As
Do you
far as
use the
feeding,
did you see the new valve that they came out with for the watering systems?
yeah, I got one. I just got to put it on there.
Okay. So you think it's worth it?
Probably not. You just put a hole in it in
And
the
a
line.
and a tube right into your res, right?
Yeah, yeah,
That's the same thing I do. I tape the tube to the side of the res, boom, good to go.
yeah, yeah. That's the yeah, probably the simplest, cheapest, and the easiest answer to that problem. But
Yep.
I got the piece because I wanted it to be clean.
Okay, just to be able to have like the full system.
Yeah. So this is the
Did you see
bed.
did you see the new like pots they kind of come out with?
Yeah, I seen those. I like what Floraflex doing. Um,
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Yeah, they're definitely for the hydroponic growers. This is the veg room.
Yeah, this is the bed. I was trying to show them like
Okay.
plants. They a little they got
Are
a
these
little
hand watered or is this
sulfur.
flood and drain?
No, this is handwork.
Okay. I hand water veg too. It's too many different stages for me to put anything on a system.
Yeah. So it's
Looking
they a
healthy as
little
shit too.
yeah, they healthy. I just got a little it's a wettable sulfur on there, so they got a little smudge on there.
You said they got what?
Wettable sulfur.
Oh yeah, yeah, hell yeah. Wettable sulfur will kill anything. Like there's nothing that you're gonna deal with that sulfur can't kill.
Yeah.
Even
So
with the
these ones
broad
are
mites, I seen Subcool going through it with the broad mites, man, and sulfur seemed to have been the only thing that worked for him.
I never had uh mites before, but I definitely deal with thrips every
Ooh. Listen, good. It's a good thing that you never had mites before. Mites get real, bro.
Yeah, I can
Oh man.
imagine. I've seen people fighting them.
And you have to keep fighting them. It's not like it's just a one-time thing. Like round after round, if you don't nuke your room and give your room a chance to like revamp afterwards, oh man, they take over.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to deal with that issue at all.
What other kind of pests that have you had to deal with any kind of pests or any type of funguses, molds, anything like that?
I've dealt with like bud rot. I've dealt with thrips.
Okay.
Nats. Uh,
Okay. Regular stuff.
that's about it. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, pretty much the regular stuff.
Yeah,
Things that everybody
nothing
got to go
crazy.
through with it.
Yeah.
Okay. So wettable software for everything, pretty much. All of that. Wettable software works for almost anything that you're using.
Um, can you say that again, bro?
Wettable software works for any kind of pest problems or mold problems that you would have.
Um, I'm kind of just testing it with it. So to be honest with you, I don't have a. I know that it works for PM. I'm just this
Yep.
is just me mixing it up. This is something different than I've been doing. So it's
So
just a
what
mixture.
IPM do you normally do?
I usually use Lost Coast,
Okay.
Green Cleaner.
Okay.
I got this Mammoth. I haven't tried this yet though. So I just kind of mix it up between those and what is this? Azimax.
Azamax. Okay. It's a that's a neem extract.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I normally would just use neem. Neem, you just got to be very careful with. You want to spray neem maybe an hour after your lights go off, so it has time to dry before your lights come back on, because you will burn your plants to holy hell spraying close to the lights coming on with that neem. Azamax too.
Yeah. I always spray like lights off.
Yeah, hell yeah. But with the LEDs, you actually don't have as much of a problem because they're not giving off as much heat.
Yeah, no, I haven't burnt any plants yet spraying under LEDs, but I don't even take care of it. I just kind of cut them off.
Were were you an HPS grower prior to getting these LEDs, or have you always been like
I,
into the
I started
LED?
off with LED. My first LED was a California Lightworks solar flare.
Okay. I remember those ones, the red one, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yep, I definitely remember those ones. So you were into like the blue light LEDs and all of those when they came out?
yep. I had one of those first, and then I went from there to HPS. And when the honest truth is, when I made that move from there to HPS, it was a big difference to HPS whooping that little solar flare.
Hmm.
Yeah, so
So
it,
now
was-
it's
it was
LED,
definitely
LED
that was
all
a
the way
while
now.
ago though. Yeah, it's different though. You know what I'm saying? The technology different. You get more for your money now.
Oh,
Because
hell
back
yeah.
then, LEDs, every LED that was worth around $1,000. You know what I'm saying? And not that the solar flare was a bad one. I would still use it today for like bed or something. But
Which
you
ones
know,
were they?
the solar, it's called a solar flare or solar,
Solar
not solar
flare.
flare, solar storm. It was
Okay.
cool. It was a cool little. It had like a UV bulb on the side of it. It was cool. It worked. It worked good. But
Okay.
I wouldn't compare it to like a HLG. Like, not with
Yeah.
me.
Once I got the HLGs, it was over. HLG and PLC, the two great lighting companies. I love both of them.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to try the PLC, but
And
uh,
if you
I
ever
would
get a
say the
chance and
Green
you
Gene
end up,
was on the bar light before everybody else was, right?
hell yeah, Green Gene been on this, and his 250s was crushing. Like he was crushing when he released his 250s, the white ones with the recessed bulbs into those ones work great. Yeah, and he's upgraded them since. So that's
Yeah,
definitely two
I
lighting
think Green Gene
companies
do a
that
good
that
job.
I advise. Have you tried any spider farmers or anything?
Yeah, I have. That's what was in the tent before. And that
But
tent that I just showed you with Spider Farmer 4,000.
yeah,
I'm not
well,
100% sure.
you see, High Grow Hybrid just did a grow with those. He fucking crushed it.
Yeah, they all right.
Yeah, they all right.
Yeah, they just okay.
They don't give
They do
off
the
more light
job.
than the HLGs.
No.
Oh, well, there's your answer, people, because I know a lot of people were watching that video and they were wondering. And yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, no. It's not the same light. It's not the same thing.
Yeah, nope. Probably different
But it do a good
diodes. They
job.
might not be the same bin. It's a lot of different factors that go into this. Like HLG,
Yeah,
make sure that their lights are worth it before they release it.
yeah, yeah,
It took them forever to make a bigger light. Like they probably got tired of hearing some of our mouths about, hey, we want a light that fills out the entire canopy. And they were like, you know what? Here, you guys go.
yeah. It's cool that they did it a little bit different. It just ain't the next bar light. You know,
Yeah, because there's a lot of like rack lighting going on right now. What do you think about the rack
yeah.
systems?
I mean, it makes sense if you got the shit, if you got the hype for it. I don't see why not. I've considered doing like vertical growth before, but it don't never materialize into nothing. But I think about it pretty often. Like, man, you know, instead of using the floor, use 3 walls. Like, bro, you
Yeah.
straight.
But then when I see how small the plants are, I'm like, damn, how can I pull the same yield per
You
like
gotta you gotta
level
have
of
you
this?
gotta have like you gotta have like 100 plants on the wall.
Yeah, you got to have massive amounts of clones. Your clone numbers got
Yeah,
to be up. So your bedroom
yeah,
is probably gonna have to be a little bigger than what it normally would be because you're gonna need so many clones
yeah. You
to
gonna have
fill a
to,
room
yeah.
after that.
But if you get it, if you do it, man, you probably gonna crush it. But
Yeah, hell yeah. Do you know who Grower MD is?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yep, I see he's onto the rack lighting now. He did like an ice cream cake run with the rack lighting. He killed it.
yeah. He
It just
he do a good job too, bro.
hell yeah, hell yeah. He was one of the growers I learned from back then too.
Yeah. And I'll tell you who my favorite YouTube grower was back in the day. I had two. Uh, I don't know if you remember Jungle to God
Hell
or
yeah.
Trichome Jungle back in the day.
Yep.
Yeah, that's my dude. I actually we ended up meeting up and meeting personally get to know each other. But that was my
Hell yeah.
definitely one of the people I looked up to back then. And I don't know if you ever heard of Santa Claus.
Can of what?
Santa Claus, like Santa Claus, but Santa Claus.
I've heard the name before, but I don't think I've seen the videos.
Oh man, he used to kill it. They all took down now, bro. Bro
Ugh.
used to kill.
Yo, YouTube got so boring for a little while there because like all the growers just wound up disappearing for a little while.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah, that shit was so whack. It was just like nowhere to turn. That's what made me actually get over to IG afterwards because I realized like Medicropper and people like that, they were still active on IG when their YouTube channels were down.
Yeah, I miss Mr. Tights videos, man. Since I learned about
Oh,
him.
I was just talking to him the other day, man. I'm like, I can't wait. I don't know if he's ever gonna get back on YouTube. You know,
Yeah,
that's Empire now.
yeah.
Yep, got some fire. I'm running the Face on Fire F2s right now and a Safari Sunset.
I haven't had a chance to get nothing from
Bruh,
Empire yet.
bruh, if you want some gas, like a lot of people breed like a lot of the runts, the fruitier strains. If you want some gas, get to Empire. The lemon lava drop, the dominatrix, all fire. I'm talking fire, fire.
Yeah. I heard you say that once before, man. I do got to get over there and try that out. I'll tell you what I did run out with some gas though. That sour shoes with Frosty.
Woo, Frosty don't play. Frosty do
Yeah,
not play, man. That's Mr. Doors right there. He was a huge inspiration for me when it came to growing. Like when I seen him, every time I turned around, he was opening another door to a big ass room. And it wasn't like he was opening doors. It wasn't like he was opening zippers to tents or nothing. Like he was dead ass opening doors. And then the
yeah, straight
outdoor
up.
grows, and then I seen him upgrade to the greenhouse. I'm like, man, I gotta get my shit together. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He definitely be doing his thing. Yeah, I
The-
had that sour shoes was good, man. We ended up not keeping the sour shoes because that's probably something I should have mentioned before. Everything we run into uh, bubble hatch and
Say that one
we
more
press
time.
everything. Everything that we run, everything like so pretty much we pheno hunting right now. Now we got so many different plants. And so we pheno hunt, we look for plants that wash, and then the ones that wash, we wash them and press them out into rock.
Okay, so you're a rosin presser.
I'm not a rosin presser, I'm a grower. But
Okay.
my partner is he do the washing.
Okay. Yeah, I've never been the extract guy. Like I'll do some BHO every now and then if I want to do some moon rocks or Keith blunts or something like that. But I've never been the extract because I can't smoke extracts. Like I don't know about nobody else, but I can't be comatose like that all day. Extracts do
Yeah.
me dirty. Yeah.
They put you down, huh?
Do me. I told this story before. If there's some new people in here, you might be hearing this story for the first time. My wife owns an edible company, so she made some edibles one day, thinking I'm super tough. I'm like, man, I'm about to tear these edibles up, and I'm gonna get done what I need to for the whole day. So I eat a brownie. I'm like, man, these shits is whack. I eat another brownie. I'm like, man, these shits ain't about nothing. I'm gonna smoke a blunt. Eat another half a brownie and go to Walmart. I go to Walmart and I'm in there for like 2.5 hours. By the time I realize that I'm in Walmart, I don't have nothing in my cart. Like I've been in Walmart for like 2.5 hours. I have absolutely nothing in the cart with me. And winded up leaving empty-handed because I forgot what I even went there for in the first place. That was my first and last time dealing with edibles. That was,
Yeah,
that was
the
it for me.
edibles definitely put me down. I would say concentrates is definitely a different high than edibles,
Is it?
for sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
So you've like dabbed before and all of that.
yeah, yeah. I died. There you go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm terrified of that because I'm thinking if the edibles did this to me, I can't imagine what the ingredients to the edibles are gonna do to me. Like,
Yeah, it's different. It's different. Yeah, it ain't the same.
okay, once
Not,
you
but
get
the
used
dad
to
will
it,
put
it's
it will put you down though. You know what I'm saying? It'll put you down, but it ain't the same high. The edible, I guess, like for me anyway, is more of a body buzz, and I've
yeah,
also gotten like real anxious off of the edibles.
yeah.
Like, shit, like twiddling my
You,
thumbs all day, like yeah, nah, I
you
don't
know what
like
else
that.
I like? I do like coconut oil extracts and make canna caps out of them. I can't even function in like regular society without taking at least 2 or 3 candy caps before I go because it evens me out and it allows me to deal with the stupidity of humans afterwards. I can't
Yeah.
go
So
outside without
what you make the candy caps out of? What's inside the candy cap?
what I do is I just extract well I decarb the the cannabis and then I extract it into coconut oil and from there I just take them in regular like capsules. I get the vegan capsules and I take them through those because I don't like dealing with gelatin.
Okay. Huh, so it's like you kind of like micro in the edibles.
There you go. There you go. And I know how many of those I can comfortably take and go outside
Yeah,
and still be functional. When it comes to
yeah,
edibles, I don't know because they taste so good. It's like, man, I'm about to eat this whole thing. And then you regret it
yeah.
right afterwards. Yeah.
Can't even go to sleep, right? Man,
No, the worst part is you go to sleep and you wake up higher than you went to sleep.
yeah, man. I got some like
Yeah.
little THC syrup from my homie.
I make that too. Yep.
Yeah, I haven't tried it yet. I was supposed to do it on New Year's, but I had to work the next day, so
That
I ain't
that
tried it.
might actually be one of my favorites is the THC syrup.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, that might be one of my favorites right there. Between the candy caps and the THC syrup, those two are my favorites. What I seen was
Yeah.
I seen a guy who his son I guess passed away from drinking regular syrup, drinking lean. So he decided to come up with a cannabis lean that won't do what the actual lean is doing to try to get the youth off of the actual lean. And once I seen
Yeah,
that, I'm
that's
like,
what's
you
up.
know what? That's a genius idea right there. And I know that's gonna wind up being huge one day. So I started
Yeah.
perfecting the method to make it, and it wound up being one of my favorite things. We got a quick question. Have any of you ran any 1904 genetics from over at Empire? I've seen them
I,
and they actually just did a clone drop. Yeah, they actually just did a clone drop over there. I believe it's like 500 a cut or something. You can go to the website. They got the Zelda runts. They got a couple of different good strains, 500 a cut over there. But I've never ran any of them. Have you?
no, I have.
No, me neither.
Yeah, this is actually my 1904. I'm not familiar with.
They kind of partner up with Empire. So you'll see Empire, they did like the 96 East Coast Sour Mac or something. That came from 1904, if I'm correct. Yeah, good
I have to
good
check that
breeders.
out.
They breed a lot of gas. So they deal with a lot of sours, a lot of the OGs, a lot of the chems. So they really like the gas breeders.
Okay.
Kind of like
Yeah, I check
People
that
Under the Stairs. Are you familiar with People Under the Stairs?
out.
Yeah, make sure you look for them. It's called People Under the Stairs.
No.
All
And on
they
Instagram.
breed, yeah, all they breed is gas. Everything is chem, sour, OG, headband, like everything. All they breed is gas. And that's my preferred taste. What's your preferred taste when it comes to like smoking cannabis?
I like I guess my favorite. I would say like a I don't know, bro. Like a fruity gas, I guess. Like a something that tastes good. My favorite right now is rainbow chip. Uh, I guess to describe that, it's like a hint of sour, like really really creamy with a hint of sour, with like a fruit.
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
My back, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So I said it's creamy, but it's sour.
What
But
strain
it
are we
got like
talking about? I'm sorry.
a rainbow chip from Exotic Genetics.
Exotic Genetics. Okay.
Yeah. So and that tastes it's really creamy, but it's also got that sherbet, you know what I'm saying? And it's got a sour to it, you know what I'm saying? Like a sour back, like it's almost like gas, but it ain't quite gas, if that makes sense. But it give you that kind of like throwback to that like that sour smell, but
Okay.
it's got a real creamy, like I guess kind of OG-ish. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's also that mint chocolate chip. So if you ever smell mint chocolate chip, it smells similar to that mixed with sherbet. That's what it smells like. It kind of smell like you ever opened a fresh can of tennis balls before?
A fresh can of what?
Tennis balls.
Yes.
Like that's that smell when you open a fresh can of tennis balls, it got that kind of smell to it.
That kind of musty smell.
Yeah, kind of like that fresh, like uh, I don't even know what to call it, like like rubber kind of like a kind of like a rubber smell.
Kind of like that burnt rubber kind of terps.
Yeah, like burnt rubber. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But that's how I would describe the gas smell. Like it kind of got that burnt rubber kind of smell, but it also it's still creamy and it's still fruity at the same time.
Okay. Yep. See me, everybody says it, even Frosty, that I got to open my mind a little bit more because I'm strictly a gas lover. Like if it ain't a OG or something like that, I probably ain't smoking it.
Yeah. This I don't even know if I ever had like a true real OG. So I went ahead and grabbed me a cut of that. When you get Alien OG, you gonna see what that do.
Yeah, I love the OGs. Nothing nothing else does it for me. Like I try so many strains, I do so many pheno hunts. Nothing does it for me like the gas does.
Yeah, I like gas too, man. But I feel like gas can come from different strains, and I think OG is called so many different things, bro. Like people
Oh yeah,
cross other stuff in the OG and then just call it something OG. Like
yeah.
I don't really count that as OG. Like I just want
No,
OG.
they'll call anything OG now.
Yeah, I mean everything is gas now, so I don't
Yeah,
know. That shit be
that's just a
pretty as hell. Oh,
description.
it's gas. Like, all
Yeah,
right.
It's just a description for weed now. Weed, they consider it gas.
Yeah,
I'm not me. And I always say that the term gas is just thrown around way too loosely now.
yeah. No, I thought I guess it's just how they describe it now. But gas mean gas. You know what I'm saying? To me, like if it's gas, I'm expecting when I pop it, it's gonna smell like gas.
Yeah. It's the same way that they used to say piff. Like if something was good, it was piff. But
Yeah,
it
or
depending
depending
fresh or
on where
something
you
like that.
lived, Piff was very different depending on where you lived.
Hmm.
Yep,
I don't
like
have
Piff.
no experience with like piss or nothing like that. There, I mean, we definitely had some sour out here, but you know, I don't. Who knows? I don't know if it's real sour, fake sour. I don't know.
Yep. The sour we have, man. I don't even know if we'll ever find it again. If you're from the East Coast, you know the sour that I'm talking about. I'm talking about a .3 in your back pocket will smell down the street. The sour we
What you
had
think
was
about Gorilla Glue?
you said Gorilla Glue?
Yeah, what you think about that? That seemed pretty dope to me.
Okay. Again, don't never value my opinion. I'm strictly a gas smoker. And the thing about Gorilla Glue is it's so old. We've had so many good and bad batches of it that in my area, that's probably the last thing that you want.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
I
Okay.
killed
So
the, I got the clone from Unknown Prophet. Like that's who we originally got the clone from. We had the clone on the Unknown Prophet cut of Gorilla Glue, and I wound up just killing it eventually because it wasn't even worth growing anymore.
okay. Uh,
But you see, like Meg
I could ever
Grower,
give
you
it
see
up
like Meg Grower
to
and
better.
like Empire and Meg Grower, they still run GG heavy. But where I'm at, you might not even want to mention GG. Like you might want to lie and say it's something else.
That's crazy. And I know it probably is burnt out because they had so many. But
Exactly.
the truth is, bro, Gorilla Glue can come out not so good, and it can come out super
Fire.
fire, like
The
fire.
yo, that's what had me mad is the pheno I had was nothing like the Gorilla Glue everybody else was getting. It was completely different. It was gassy. It had the best smell. Had that coffee kush kind of. That's
Yeah,
the best way I could describe it. Like that coffee
yeah.
kush kind of smell to it. It was
It's definitely got
amazing.
it's got a gas. It's got a like a chocolate kind of
Yeah,
back
there
to
you go.
it.
Like a cocoa kind of. Yeah,
Yeah,
see, but just because it was Gorilla
it's going
Glue.
to block up, bro. You talk about it's
Oh
going
yeah,
to block up.
yeah. Now, just because it was Gorilla Glue in my area, no matter how good or bad it was, people wouldn't even give it a chance because they've had so much bad Gorilla Glue already that just the name alone would be a no. They're not coming to look at it. They're not coming to see if yours is any different than the ones anybody else got. You're not going to get a higher price for it just because yours is way better than the other ones. So eventually it just got to the point where it's like, you know what? It's not even worth growing. Kind of like Blue Dream. If you
That
get
made me
real
feel
Blue
like
Dream,
that you didn't have Gorilla Glue, dog. And I see people in chat saying Gorilla Glue not good,
they
Gorilla Glue
didn't
not
have, they're not talking
kerosene.
about the Gorilla Glue we
You ain't
had.
never had Gorilla Glue #4, bro.
Number
Period. You
four,
just
because
haven't.
they got to remember there's a number 2, there's a number 5, there's a number 7.
Yeah.
There's a couple of
You
different.
got clone only Gorilla Glue #4,
Number
and
4,
ain't no way you getting rid of it. No way.
yeah, GG4. Like some people got GG and then some people got
Yeah.
GG4. There's a massive difference between the two. Just like there's the Thin Mint Girl Scout cookie and then there's the
Right.
Form Cut Girl Scout cookie. The Form Cut is nowhere near as good as the Thin Mint. The Thin Mint is the Girl Scout cookie the world fell in love with. The Form Cut is the one that ruined the Thin Mint. That's how, just
Right.
like Blue Dream. Blue Dream is absolutely fire. It's a little too strong for my liking. It'll had a room spinning for me. So I'm not a biggest fan of it, but real Blue Dream is
Yeah.
fire. Now you can't convince
I don't
nobody
think I've
today
ever
that
had
there's no,
real Blue Dream before.
bro, it's so fire, bro. Like I can't even describe it. It's like the best haze you've ever had in your life. Now the thing is, if you're somebody that's high energy, Blue Dream is your worst enemy. That is your worst enemy. You better be a laid back person that don't got a lot of energy and you're smoking Blue Dream because it'll make you get up, it'll make you want to do stuff, go
Yeah.
outside, smile.
That's
Now,
what I like.
if you're somebody who's already like that, like me, it'll have a room spinning for you. It's just
Oh man.
way too powerful.
Yeah, yeah. I like the upper because I got a day
I
job,
can't
so
I can't do uppers. So that's the reason I mainly stick to like sours, OGs, and cookies, is because I need something that's going to bring me back to balance. And this is the medicinal part of cannabis that people leave out. There's so many people that don't smoke right now because the very first time that they smoked, somebody gave them the wrong
they had a
strain.
bad
So
experience.
they paranoid, they hiding in the closet because they don't smoked haze and they wasn't ready for nothing like that. They needed a downer. They needed a heavy indica dominant strain, and it would have been perfect for them. But instead, you gave them a high sativa strain, and it did the complete opposite, and they never wanted to smoke again afterwards. Because I'm
Yeah.
also a holistic healer. That's my second thing that I do. I'm a holistic
Oh,
healer.
word,
And
that's what's up.
yeah, and everyone's always asking about cannabis, cannabis, cannabis. And I'm like, you know
Yeah,
what?
I'm looking for
Cannabis,
some like some soaps, some deodorants, some
I
toothpaste.
have everything, bro. So right after this, I'll email you, I'll DM you,
All right, bet.
and I'll get you taken care of. We make soaps, we make topical creams, we make everything.
Yeah, I'm interested. I've been kind of digging down a rabbit hole lately, man. I don't know if you into conspiracy theories and shit like that.
Yeah, hell yeah. Who don't
Yeah,
like
man.
a good conspiracy?
Yeah, right. It seems like all of them coming true though, right? That was 2020. So I don't know, man. I've been kind of doing my little digging or whatever, and I'm kind of
Mm-hmm.
going towards that direction, like you know what I'm saying, kind of getting away from like the fluoride and all the, you know what
Oh
I'm saying,
yeah.
stop putting all these impurities inside our body, especially like this is kind of dawned on me when I first started growing too. Like, you know what
Boom.
I'm saying? 'Cause I started with soil, like with Happy Frog. You know what I'm saying? And learning
Yes.
how soil works. And I
Mm-hmm.
started thinking about what I'm putting inside the plants and the reason that I'm putting inside the plants and how stuff breaks down and the enzymes and the microbes.
Mm-hmm.
And I started thinking about myself, and I'm just like, this all is all still applied. Everything applied,
Yeah.
all of it, down to
Now,
the
bro,
light. You feel me?
now
Like,
do you, now do you see why cannabis was so dangerous to the government and why they had to outlaw it? Because
yeah,
the hippies who started taking cannabis, now they saying, yo, if I don't want to spray this on my plant or I don't want to put this in my soil, is this going into my fruits and vegetables that I'm eating? Is this getting
right.
fed to the animals that I'm eating? Like, if that's the case, then I don't want that neither because that's just as contaminated as the stuff I don't want to put in my cannabis. So cannabis
Yeah,
becomes dangerous because it starts to wake you up. Like if I don't want to spray what's a Eagle 20, if I don't want to spray Eagle 20 on my cannabis, I damn sure don't want it on my grapes. And then when you find out that
right.
almost all the grape crops are sprayed with Monsanto like pesticides, you like, hold on a second. Now you want to rally like, hey, how come we can't have organic grapes? And if we got organic grapes, I need
Yeah,
organic wine. And if I get
they
organic
like,
wine now, I want organic food.
yeah, they like, well, you know, you can't have organic grape. Just you got to buy this right here to spray on your stuff to get it off. You got to
Yes.
spend some more money. You feel me? Like,
Exactly.
man, it's
Exactly.
crazy.
Now they tested all of the wine companies in California with the exact same test that they give cannabis. Every single wine company failed for the exact same pesticides that will fail you on a cannabis test. So everything that's illegal to spray onto your cannabis, every wine company in California failed for those exact same pesticides.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
believe it.
so you better off ordering like your wine from like Europe because there's no such thing as GMO in Europe. There's no such thing as like Monsanto. Everything is organic in Europe. So you'll go to Europe and be like, "Hey,
Hmm,
where's the organic section?" There is no organic section.
I didn't know
Everything's
that.
organic. Yeah, everything's organic in Europe. They got some of the best health on planet Earth because like if they seen our cows, they would be like, "Your cows look sick." Because your cows are so big, they're so fat, they're so like disgusting. Cows aren't supposed to be like
Yeah.
that. Like they'll say your
So check
chickens are
this
too
out though.
big.
Have you ever? I don't know, like where you live, do they got like kosher sections in your
Oh yeah.
local grocery store?
Oh yeah.
That stuff over there is so much cleaner, bro,
Oh yeah.
and so
Halal
much
too.
better for you.
Halal
Yeah,
too. Halal and kosher. Because they don't understand that adrenaline is toxic to a human. So if an animal knows it's about to die and you're hanging it upside down before you cut its throat and its adrenaline is rushing, when you eat that adrenaline, that's what breeds disease inside of you afterwards. So the halal people said we're going to kill the cows without the cow knowing it's going to die. The kosher people said we're going to kill the animals before the animal knows it's going to die. So they can eat meats that we couldn't eat because they're eating a better form of it.
right.
Not saying that there is a better form of it, but there is a better form of it.
Yeah, yeah. I understand what you're saying for sure.
Yeah,
And
there's
just
definitely a better
even the
form of it.
preparation that go behind
Oh yes,
uh, the kosher meat, it seems like it's a lot better. Like you take
it
out
is.
a pack of chicken. I think you said you vegan though, right?
Yeah, yeah, but go ahead, bro. I'm not one of those
Yeah,
pushy save the animal vegan. So I
yeah. All right,
people
so
can eat
you,
what they want.
I feel you. So like you bust open a pack of chicken or something, bro. You know you got all these byproducts inside the bag. You know
Mm-hmm.
it's pumped up with stuff. You got to,
Mm-hmm.
you wash it off and shit seems slimy or something weird. Like what's
Yep.
going on with the chicken? And then you grab this other bag of chicken and you just grab it out. It's just chicken. That's it. Like, and then you
Yep.
start thinking again, like, man, what is this crazy?
What are they doing? What are they doing? Like, if you go to like Europe and you see a chicken, you would think that the chicken's unhealthy. You would be like, damn, they need to feed that chicken a little bit more. And the Europeans are going to tell you, no, you need to feed your chicken a little bit less. Like, I don't know how you got a chicken to be that big, but we don't have chickens that
Right.
look like that over here. But they
Yeah.
also have a way lower disease rate. Like their average, like old people are in their 90s and above. That's why
Hmm.
COVID hit them so hard because their old people population is
Yeah. They got a lot
massive
of longevity.
compared to ours because people live longer because they're eating better foods. Italians, same thing. Like they're not going
Yeah.
to the store and buying a jar of whatever kind of tomato sauce. No, they wake up 6 o'clock in the morning, start smashing tomatoes, make their own
Right. Right.
tomato sauce.
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
an aroma tomato or the Italian tomato or the plum tomato isn't acidic. So they also don't have to deal with heartburn because they don't have
Yeah.
those beefsteak tomatoes that we have over here that are acidic, and that acid gives you acid reflux. Now, if you
Huh, I
bought
didn't know that's how that works.
Now look, if you went and bought tomato sauce that's made from plum tomatoes, you'll see the plum tomato right on the bottle of tomato sauce. If you bought that, you'd never deal with acid reflux ever again, and you could eat any tomato sauce product you want to. It's just when you concentrate a already acidic tomato, you're just making it that much stronger. It's like a wax. Like the cannabis is
Yeah,
strong, but when you extract it into a wax, it's 10 times stronger. So a
right.
tomato, a beefsteak tomato is acidic. Now, when you extract it into a tomato sauce, it's 10 times more acidic. So
Yeah,
all you have to
that
do
makes
is get a
sense.
different, all you have to do is get a different kind of tomato sauce and you can still eat anything that you want to, and you won't have to deal with the acid reflux that comes with it.
Man, hey, bro, I had no idea. So, what kind of
Yeah.
tomato I need?
It's Roma or plum tomatoes. They
Or
some
plum? Okay.
plum tomato or Roma tomato. So you'll actually see like organic tomato sauce, and it'll have like a picture of a plum tomato on it, the little like oval shaped tomatoes. If you buy that one, you'll never deal with acid reflux ever again in your life because it's not acidic. It's an alkaline tomato. So you'll never have to deal with any type of acidity problems from that tomato.
That's something. Is it seasonal or it's always about?
No, it's always available. It's all I grow all year round. They never stop growing. Never. Like they bloom year round, damn near. I always
I'm
wind up
probably about to. I'm about
giving.
to go try to find some seeds.
I I got some heirlooms for you, so I'll send them over with the other products that I'm sending you because I got some heirloom
Oh,
packs of
good.
them. Yeah, my father's from Jamaica, so that's all they grow over there. So I make him every time he harvests, he saves a couple tomatoes from me, dries the seeds out, and then he gives me the seeds afterwards.
Yeah, that's what's up, bro. Cause I had no idea. I ain't know nothing about that. I deal
Yeah,
with heartburn, bro. That's what's up.
you'll never have to deal with that again if you just get tomato sauce that's made from plum tomatoes versus the round beefsteak tomatoes. Never have to deal with
Hmm.
that again. Because I used to go through the same thing and I'm like, you know what? I don't never want to eat no type of pastas. I don't want to eat no type of lasagnas. I don't want to eat no type of ziti, no nothing, because I know I'm gonna deal with heartburn after this, even though it's so good. I can't eat it because of the heartburn that's gonna come after. And all you got to
Yeah,
do is
it ain't
switch
even
what
worth
tomato.
it.
All you got to do is switch what tomato is made out of, and boom, you never have to deal with that issue again.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
appreciate that. That's good. That's good info.
Yeah, see, I be assuming that people know stuff, and I hate getting off topic to talk about things like that. But I think it's important for people to know that even when you're growing your own vegetables every summer, just switch the tomato that you're growing. I understand the other ones get bigger and they look nice and they're big and huge and red and shiny, but is the acid reflux worth it? No.
Yeah,
When you could just grow Romas, you might have to cut a few more of them up to make a salad or a sandwich or something, but it's worth not dealing with the effects of it afterwards.
yeah. Chris Avery
Just like,
said, "Damn, bro, you schooled me on tomato that shit." Me too, bro.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm sorry to get off topic about that, but when you said it, I'm like, damn, I got to make sure I tell people this because they might not notice. And there might be some people out there that's missing out on great meals and not cooking great meals because they assume they can't eat no tomato sauce. No, you just can't eat that tomato sauce. Like ragu, like if you use some ragu, you're going to deal with heartburn, something fierce.
Anything,
But it,
any red sauce that you cooking, that's what I'm saying.
yep. All you got to do is switch what tomato is made out of, and boom, you're good.
Yeah, I'm about to apply that ASAP.
Yep. Yep. And this summer,
ASAP.
do you do like vegetable gardens outdoor?
I did my first one last year that I
That's what
didn't
I'm
get to
talking about.
finish. I didn't get to finish, but I'm going to go back in this year. I
Yeah, I'm
grew
telling
some
you, bro.
peppers, some
Go.
jalapenos, some spicy bell pepper,
Yep.
regular bell pepper,
Yeah.
and that was it. I think. Yeah, that was it.
I'm gonna teach you another trick. Instead of the jalapenos, use the cayennes, the
Okay.
bird pepper, as they call it, the African bird pepper, the long red cayenne peppers. Because you also won't
Okay.
have to deal with heartburn when you're using those either. Now, if you deal with jalapenos, you may have to deal with some
Yeah.
heartburn issues because
Yeah. Straight
it's
up.
an acidic, it's a hybrid, it's an acidic pepper. Now, if you grow the cayenne pepper instead of the jalapeno, you'll never have to deal with that again.
Yeah, that's what's up. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, growing is growing to me. Like I got no-till beds outdoor that I do my vegetables in. I make my son take care of them. He's 8. I make him grow all the vegetables all summer. I got a fruit forest that I started. So we got all sorts of fruit that just bloom year round from start to finish. We harvesting fruits and vegetables from the start of spring to the winter time. We're harvesting all year. And nothing tastes like what you grew. It's the same way with cannabis. Like I don't care what dispensary I went to, I don't care who I went to. The cannabis I grew for myself is the best cannabis I've ever smoked in my life. Nothing gets
Period.
me faded like the shit that I grew myself. Even
Oh,
when I
it ain't
messed
no
up.
doubt.
Even when I messed
Yeah,
up. Like let's say a round didn't go perfect, it's still better than everything I'm getting from other people.
most times, bro. 9 times out of 10, for sure. Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
But I have got some frosty gear before that made me consider what am I growing? Like that frosty grows some fire, bro.
Yeah,
He get
yeah.
busy.
Look, he keep everything together, bro. He do his thing
Hell
for
yeah.
sure, bro. He
And if
work hard, so
anybody,
you can tell.
yeah, he calls himself the lazy grower, but I think he's just saying that. But if anybody in the
Nah,
chat
he
is not
modest, bro.
yeah, hell yeah, I always tell him that he's so humble and I appreciate it, but that's why I talk his shit for him. So because he ain't gonna talk his shit for himself, so I'm gonna talk his shit for him. So if anybody isn't subscribed to Frosty McNasty, 813, I see you in the chat. If you can just get over to Instagram and post Frosty McNasty's link into the chat. So anybody on here who's not following Frosty McNasty or who's not on his YouTube channel, get over there ASAP. Like even when he makes mistakes, he shows you the mistakes and he shows you how to get around them. That I respect
Yeah,
too. Because some people, their growth start going bad and they'll just stop documenting.
yeah,
You won't see it until they start up a new round. And I don't like that. I like to know where you made the mistakes. So even me myself, I show my mistakes for that same reason.
yeah. Yeah, man.
People need to
I
see
should
that.
probably upload more. I don't really upload that much though, man. I might do something on the story every now and then, or you might get like a buzz shot on
I'm telling you,
the
bro, people are looking for you.
thing. But
People are relying on
yeah, I need to
people
get
like
on.
us when they just getting into the game to give them this kind of information, to let them know where they messed up, where they can switch it up at. That they need us.
Yeah, y'all gonna have to stop saying Gorilla Glue wax too, man. That I got offended, bro. I can't believe y'all said that, man.
What about Gorilla Glue?
Yeah, man, that's
You
crazy.
just got to remember in people's area, they've gotten nothing but bad batches of Gorilla Glue. So they got a bad taste in their mouth when it comes to the GG. But like you said, they never have the official GG4. They never had it.
Man,
So the Gorilla Glue that they had, it might have made you mad too if you had it. You might have never grew Gorilla Glue if the first time that you was ever introduced to it, it was some booth.
yeah, yeah, man. The first time I tried Gorilla Glue and I knew it was Gorilla Glue, it was from the cut that I grew, and it matched up to everything I seen online.
Yep.
I know where my cut came from. You know, so I got my cut from Jungle,
Hmm.
and
Jungle to
the cut
God.
came, yeah, Jungle the guy is where I got my
That's the homie.
G4 from,
That's the
and
homie.
then I'm pretty sure he got it back from OG Lazy Man. I don't know if you know OG Lazy Man.
Yep.
OG Lazy Man. I think somehow that cut came from Mid Grower from like one of these what is it called, the High Times Cannabis Cut. He had cuts up there. They got the cut, and that's how we got this cut.
Okay. Yep. Oh
So
yeah, because
this GG4,
Meg Grower went to the cup and he was releasing the GG4.
that's where this cut came.
Okay. Yep. Yep. I still remember when he went live when he was doing it.
So I don't,
Cause
y'all got to try Gorilla Glue #4. It was to the point where like we would just call it GG or whatever, and
nah, you can't do
people
that
was
no more.
people were running with it. They was calling it gas. I said,
Okay. Okay.
gas. Bro, I'm trying
Yeah.
to tell you, bro. GG4, go,
Yeah,
go,
the real one is it. The real one is definitely it. All the way.
straight up.
But how many people are actually getting the real one? Most people are getting the knockoff that was grown badly in a greenhouse and they hate it after that.
I don't know. I think it's pretty. It should be pretty easy to get the Gorilla Glue cut nowadays.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, by now.
Yeah, it should be pretty simple. But
Yeah, they got it almost everywhere now.
I know people got Gorilla Glue S1s that I think Etho dropped the Gorilla Glue S1 and they call it Gorilla Glue, and then people pop it and then they call it Gorilla Glue.
Yeah. I think Copycat did Gorilla Glue S1 so many years ago. Copycat be so ahead of the curve, man. By the time you could think about a strain, Copy probably already S1 did.
Yeah, Copycat used to crack me up back in the day.
Man, he
He used to
still
talk
cracked
bad
me up.
shit.
Bro, he still talk mad shit. And that's what I love about him. His ego is at an all-time high, and I love it.
Yeah, he was talking shit.
Hell yeah. I've grown some of his gear. I haven't been as lucky as everybody else, but I've seen results from people who grow his gear, and bruh, I would rather buy the cuts that other people get out of his gear than to keep popping seeds myself, because people are finding, whew, my boy Grow God just he just finished a strawberry banana cream, and he finished the Mac Killer. Oh my God. Oh my 3.7 off of a light. That's what the strain did.
Oh, man.
3.7 from and I wouldn't believe him if I wasn't like FaceTiming him while he was harvesting. I seen it. 3.7 off of a Gavita. Crushed it. And the quality was off the chain. It wasn't like big fluffy buds. It was off the chain.
Yeah, I haven't. Well, yeah, I haven't ran any Copycat gear. I've tasted some Copycat. Like we watched Mac F2,
Oh yeah, when he
and
released the Mac F2s.
yeah, but it wasn't Mac.
It wasn't all that.
No, it just wasn't Mac. It didn't taste like Mac. It didn't smell like Mac. I'm not saying that it
Yeah.
wasn't a Mac F2. I'm just saying it didn't. It didn't translate. And
Now you
and
had
that
you
little,
had this you had the same issues that I had, because when I ran the East Coast sours, they smelled like tangy, and I knew that this wasn't East Coast sour. But then I bought a clone of East Coast sour from Elevated Cannabis, and it was exactly East Coast sour.
yeah.
So
I
it's
don't.
like it's like hit and miss. You know what I'm saying? Like you either gonna find something that's really really good, or you might not find nothing at all.
Yeah, man. And it's probably like that for everybody. You know, so I'm not just like saying it's a copycat thing. I'm just saying that that's just what
Uh,
you don't
I've
think
been
so.
growing. I've been growing Square One genetics a long time, since Square One made his very first cross. Brisker OG. All I've never found a booth Square One genetic strain, and I pop all of his gear, all of it. I've never found.
I got some okay, so I got some Square One genetics that I won't get rid of, but it ain't my favorite plant.
What is it?
Strawberry tort.
That shit's so frosty, bro.
It's the breeder cut too. It's strawberry tort.
I got that one too. Yeah, I got that one too,
Yeah, it's
and
the
I
little
never
ass
got rid of
buds.
it. I know.
But
That's the only thing I didn't like. You could look on my page and you can see the day.
oh
I think I
man.
did like day 50. I think I did like day 50 bud shot. The video's actually on my page, and you can see the strawberry torts. One of them was almost straight purple punch, and the other one was like a perfect mixture. The other one was fire, but the buds are just ugh.
Yeah, I had okay, so I initially popped a pack of seeds. I packed not the whole pack, I popped like four of them. And I got four different phenos and there was two of them that I really liked. And then I eventually bought the breeder's cut. And I popped the breeder's cut and I got it in. I ran it and it's super frosty and it looked super pretty. It'll black out on you at the end. It kind of looked like Dosey though a little bit. And it just don't get big enough, bro. I won't say it don't yield because it will yield.
Nah,
Because
nah,
all them
it
rock,
does. It's little dense buds, know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
you got to
them
make sure
buds is
you
rock
you
hard.
got to make
I'm talking
sure
about
you
rock
really
hard.
leaf strip that one. You got to make sure that you really fill out a canopy, a lot of tops on that one. And like you said,
Yeah,
it is kind of like dosey do. I get what you mean when you say it's like dosey do.
yeah, it's got that. It kind of it looks similar to me, but but we kept it and we can't get rid of it because we washed for one, and number two, I ain't never really smelled nothing that smelled like strawberry cheesecake
Me neither. Me neither. It's completely unique. You know what's better than the strawberry torto? Polly
before.
Shore, bro. Everyone slept on the Polly Shore. It's like they missed a drop when the Polly Shore came. That is the most unique strain I have ever grown or smoked in my life. Like you
It's just
can't
like
compare.
haze, right?
It's Polynesian cookie haze crossed with peanut butter breath, but there's no strain on earth you're gonna be able to compare Polly Shore to.
Really.
There's nothing like it. Nothing. Like normally you could be like, okay, this is a kind of haze, or this is a kind of sour, or this is a kind of OG, or this is similar to wedding cake or runts. Or the Polly Shore is like nothing you've ever had, ever. It's like licorice and grapefruit and mint, and I don't know. I don't even
Really?
know how to describe it. It's crazy. If you want the cut, I got you.
No gas?
No,
Huh.
nope, not a drop of gas to it. It's so different though. Like, even though I'm a super gas smoker, if you give me Polly Shore, I might not smoke nothing else. The taste is that different. It's that different that you wouldn't even want to smoke nothing else. All you would ever want to smoke is Polly Shore. I can never grow enough of it.
It's like that, huh? I
It's
ain't
one of
never.
those strains. I'm
What's the
talking about at first, people are gonna be like, "What the fuck is Polly Shore? I never heard of this before. Like, what is it?" And then they get it for the first time, and you'll never be able to grow enough of it afterwards.
Let me ask you a question. I don't know if you did answer this or not, but like, what's the resin like? What's the trichomes like on it? Is it greasy or is it like drier?
Good question. Mm. It's it's super sticky. I'll say that. It's
Super
definitely
sticky, like
greasy.
tacky, or
Yes,
like
yes.
sticky, like you pull your fingers apart and it stretch out.
You pull your fingers apart and it stretch out.
Okay.
It's a super fire strain. Now I got two different phenols. I got one that you would straight want to wash because it's so frosty. You would definitely want to wash that one, but that's not the big yielding one. The bigger
Okay.
yielding one isn't as frosty, but that's the one. Like flower wise, that is the one. Super fire.
Okay.
So Brisker OG, stupid fire. Zombie
Yeah.
breath, stupid fire. Ocean
Who do I
fruit,
follow that's on
stupid
there?
fire.
Uh,
The Brisker,
yeah. Shit. I can hear his voice in my head. I can't think of his name, dog. On YouTube. My cannabis folks and enthusiasts alike. You know who I'm talking about, bro? Who is that, man?
oh yeah, Frosty McNasty.
No, not Frosty, man. No, bro. It's
Cannabis
somebody else.
smokers and
I'm
enthusiasts
pretty sure
alike.
he. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure the
oh, undercover
white
grower.
dude, man.
Undercover grower.
Undercover grower. Yeah, him.
Where do you think undercover
Yeah.
grower got that Brisker from?
Oh, that's the same one.
That's my cut.
Okay.
And you notice it never goes nowhere, right? You know the blue diesel that he runs that he's always talking about?
Yeah.
That was a cut that I made by accident. That was a strain I made by complete accident.
Oh, really?
I,
He fuck with that. He been fucking with that for years.
yeah, because it's an amazing fucking strain. I had a DJ Shorts blueberry male that I didn't pull in time outdoor, and that male winded up pollinating a headband, and that's where it came from. A complete
Oh,
accident, and
damn, that's crazy.
it turned out to be straight fire.
Damn,
Bingus Buds just did a cross with the Blue Diesel.
really big. I've heard of that before.
Yeah, he used to be on the Grandmaster Level show. He used to be one of the
Okay.
moderators on the Grandmaster Level show.
Okay.
Yep,
Big.
he
Yeah, I
just
know. I've heard his name.
yep, he just did a cross with it too. I actually just got the seeds not long ago, so you guys are going to see me run it, but I don't think he's releasing it yet. But yeah, Undercover Grower, he got that from me. Remember when Undercover Grower was growing the locomotion?
No, I don't remember that. That was from you though.
Yep, yep. A lot of those cuts came from me originally. I like hooking people up
Locomotion.
with cuts. I don't be caring.
What all
Locomotion
you
is
run from
it's
Subcool?
I got so much Subcool gear, it's ridiculous. Because I was a tester for Subcool.
Oh, where are you? Okay.
Yep. So I still got gear that he never released.
Oh, shit. I only ran this is back in my Attitude Seeds days.
Okay.
I bought one seed, but this is before I knew any better, bro. I bought one seed. So I bought one seed of Conspiracy Kush and ran that.
Conspiracy Kush?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was all right. It wasn't. It definitely had like a rotten lemon. It was definitely turkey, fruity, for sure.
Okay.
That's the only thing
Okay.
I ran for Subcool.
Yeah, I got Locomotion, I got Black Dahlia, I got I got some Subcool gear that no one is ever going to be able to get their hands on. I met Subcool because he used to do like this like giveaway thing every time around like Christmas for the kids that didn't have any kind of Christmas. Their parents just wasn't able to give it to them. And I used to
Yeah.
donate a whole bunch of money for it. And then he would go to the store and he would buy it and hand it out to all the kids. And that's how I originally met him. And after meeting
Oh,
him,
okay.
he's just like, hey, you want to test a couple of strains? And I'm like, hell yeah. So I still got the Mendo. Remember he did a Mendo dope cross?
Yeah. Was that the
I have
locomotion, wasn't
it was Locomotion crossed with something. Vanilla. Their Vanilla Kush.
it? Okay.
It was their Vanilla Kush crossed with Locomotion, their cut of Locomotion. Yep. So I
Yeah.
still have that. I got to dig in the vault because I know a lot of people don't believe it, but Cuvée hitting for I don't know. I never grew the Cuvée, but I heard good things about the Cuvée. See, a lot of people don't believe me, but I think eventually Monsanto and the rest of the pharmaceutical companies, they're going to get a grip on the seed world, and all seeds are going to wind up being femmes. There's not going to be no more males, and there's going to be some underground breeders, but what underground breeder is going to want to be releasing males when males are so hard to come by? They're going to want to keep them to themselves after a while. So I knew early on, build up a heavy seed stock, because who would have thought that you'd never be able to buy corn seeds again that produce seeds? No one ever thought that. No
Yeah, no.
one ever thought that. But now you can't buy corn seeds that produce seeds because Monsanto got a grip on it. He owns corn. So you're never going to be able to buy corn that produces more corn. You got to plant corn every single year that you buy. So I know cannabis eventually is going to be like that. Now, even though there's a lot of underground breeders, it's going to become such a thing like getting regular seeds. Oh, you're going to pay 10 arms and 32 legs to get regular seeds after a while. I know it.
Yeah, I can see it going that direction for sure.
Definite. And it'll be good if you got males and you're able to breed your own crosses, because you're not going to be able to find them after a while.
Yeah, I got to get back on my seed. I need to make an order
Rack
with
up on them.
Frosty again. I'm gonna get another pack of sour shoes, run those
Yeah.
again. But I gotta get my seeds because we popped a lot of stuff last year, bro. So we kind of went through a lot of that, and we're
Yep.
still going through it now.
Man, that shit he about to release this year, man, forget about it. Forget about it. He's doing some crosses this year.
Yeah,
He's about
yeah,
to
man. It
crush
looks
it.
like I went on there and checked it out the other day. Looks like he got a lot coming up. Even
Oh
Apple
yeah.
Fritter to the Runt sound like it might be alright.
You said apple fritters cross with runts?
Yeah,
Man, there's like 30 of those out right now.
yeah,
Square One Genetics has it actually.
yeah, yeah. Everybody, or maybe
Everybody
maybe it was maybe it was Apple Fritter S1 is what he got. Maybe that's what he got.
who
Something
Frosty?
like that. Yeah, something crossed with Apple Fritter out. It was something, man.
No,
It
he
was the
got
other day. I
a
remember.
his apple fritters getting crossed with, I think, whatever the male is that he got in that room. I forgot what it was. I think it's something mint. I don't know, because I don't think he's going to be releasing the names of exactly what he's crossing no more. He's just going to give you the
Okay.
description of it, and you'll be able to buy it based off of that. Because of people like me, it's actually people like me. It's my fault. Because if you tell me, yo, this strain is fire, my first question is going to be, what is it? What's it
Right.
crossed with? And based off of what it's crossed with, I'm gonna tell you right now whether or not I want to grow it or smoke it. If you mention anything citrus in it, I'm not smoking it. If you mention anything orange in it, I'm not smoking it. If you mention anything fruity in it, I'm not smoking it. If your strain is named after a fruit, so if it's like blueberry, strawberry, banana, I'm not smoking it. I'm not even wasting my time with it.
Chris Avery said Kush mints. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. 33 mints. Yeah, that's what it is.
33 mints,
33 mints.
33 mints, 33
Hey, Kush
mints.
mints. Kush mints. All right, so I heard some different stuff about Kush mints. Some
I'll
people
let
say
you go
Kush
and then
mints
I'll
is
speak on it.
okay. So some people say Kush mints is booth, and I had the opportunity to grow Kush mints. We kept it, so that maybe that
Hmm.
give you an idea of what I think about it. But it was different. It's something like I ain't seen too many plants that look like that before in my life. So you know
Yep.
what I'm saying? And the smoke, it smoked okay. It smoked different than what you probably think.
You
As
want to know the
far as like the
craziest part?
taste. What's
Kush
that?
mints was originally only a male.
What you
I don't
mean?
even I don't even know where the female version of Kush mints even came from. Because when Seed Junkie originally was using Kush mints, there was no female Cushmans. Cushmans was the male he was using to cross with everything else. So where the actual female Cushmans came from, no clue.
I
You
don't know, bro.
you could go back and
The
look at
clip
C
that I
Junkie's
have is
you can go back and look at C Junkie's page. You'll see that there's no Cushman S1. There's Cushman's was the male that he used to cross everything else with.
I thought he had testers of Cushman, and that's where Rabbit Hippie got his Cushman from.
Maybe, I'm not sure. When he first did it, he might have sent some out, and that's where some of the females might have came from. But C Junkie himself only used Cushman's as a male to cross with other shit.
Yeah, I don't think C Junkies has ever dropped a Cushman's.
No, so nobody really knows where any of these female Cushmans even came from, because there's not supposed to be a female Cushmans. It's only supposed to be the male that he's using to breed with.
Right. So I looked into it myself, and that's where I came up with the story that I got is that Rabbit Hippie popped a pack of testers,
Mhm.
and he came out with that Cushman, and that's the Cushman that everybody got. That's
Okay.
it's a fire plant though. It's crazy. I mean, I ain't seen nothing that frosty. It's almost so frosty and so greasy that it won't even dry. Like it's that frosty.
Oh
Like
yeah, one of those. Super sticky even by
it's
the
like
time
that.
that it hits the bag.
Yeah, and it fucking bro, it fill a whole fucking bin. It just yield. It just stack all the way up, get thick, and turn almost black on you. Like it's a nice plant.
Yeah, I noticed that anything crossed with Cushman's has a tendency to just turn completely black on you.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
nice, and
so
it almost it smells cushy. It kind of has a mint back, but it smokes fruity to me.
somebody said, doesn't Cushman's go 11 weeks? I'm not sure.
I don't know about no 11 weeks. I pulled mine like 8, 9.
Yeah, I
What's that?
know
What's that? A picture?
I,
I don't got a picture. I got a picture of some flour. Maybe I'll just show you some flour real quick.
yeah, I know strains like GMO ain't even an option to grow for me. That's not even an option. Ain't nobody got time to be growing no GMO.
We ran a GMO cross a grape pie last round. That mother ran into like a super crop. It ran back into the like.
Yep. You know what? Square One Genetics banana buttercup was like that. It never stopped growing. It just it grows straight into the light. I hate that. GMO is fire too. That's the worst part, is that GMO is pressure. That shit is straight gas. But I am not about to waste no 13 weeks in my room growing nothing. At 13 weeks, I could have been halfway through another round. I harvest every 35 days. So at 13 weeks, man, I could have damn near been done with another round. My rooms are staggered. My rooms are staggered 35 days apart. So yep, take your time, bro. No worries. People, as y'all come in, make sure that y'all hit that thumbs up and make sure that y'all share this over to Instagram to make sure that we can get some other people involved in this conversation. Feel free to put your questions into the chat section. We'll get to them as we get to them. You already know. You got a link. A link for what, bro? Matthew T, a link for what? Black Diamond Genetics. KS, if you can get in touch with them, then I'd love to have them on the podcast. Love to have him on here. Give him an interview and let him speak his side of the truth. Yeah, well, if you can get him in here, we'd love to have him. And we're back. Just let me know when you're ready, bro. The Zoom link. I'll send you the Zoom link on a different stream, bro. Matthew T. What'd you say, bro?
I thought you were talking to me. My bad.
No, I was waiting for you to get ready. You said you got flowers of the Cushmans?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it for you real quick.
Take your time. Take your time. I'll go through the chat and see if they had any more questions.
There's something for us.
Yeah. Send me a DM, KS. Send me a DM. Get me in touch with him and we'll get him on here. Chris Avery DM me on Instagram, Beast Coast Grow 420 on Instagram, and we'll talk about that cut. No worries. No worries. Soon I have the site up and running where you guys could go to get cuts. But if you're looking for $80, $100 cuts, I'm not the guy who you want to be talking to. I did a lot of time hunting through genetics. I spent a lot of money to be able to eliminate that hunt for you. So don't come to me if you're looking for no cheap ass cuts. You can go to Dark Heart Nursery or one of them if you're looking for some cheap ass booth. Just a fair warning. I hate people that think that your cuts is supposed to be cheap. I done went through all of the trouble. I done hunted it. Okay, there we go. You're back.
Let me see if I can find this Cushman so you can see. This is that rainbow chip I was talking about right here. Shit, where is it?
Rainbow chip. Yeah, there you go. Nice structure on her, everything.
Yeah, it's nice, bro. It's really nice, though.
What's the nose like on it?
That's the one I told you kind of got that tennis ball. That
Okay.
tennis ball.
That musty smell.
Yeah, that's that one, man. That's that one for sure. Let's see if I can find some Cushmans in here, bro.
Yo, Rod, the cuts will be available soon. I'll be taking cuts this week, so roughly about 2 weeks, and I got to get the website set up and everything else. So you'll also be able to go to 813 to get cuts. Soon you'll be able to go to everybody that's in my circle, everybody who you see on this live stream. Soon you'll be able to get cuts from them. But just please do not hit us up asking for no cheap ass cuts. You're gonna have to go to somebody else to be able to get that. We not playing no games. We wasted a lot of time. We did a lot of runs to be able to get these cuts for you. So probably 400 or 500 is gonna be the cheapest cuts we got. Some are gonna be more. I'll just warn you now. I'll tell you this: the white runts that I'm getting ready to get cost me $5,000 to get a clone of it. That's just the truth. From Fire Farmer. So y'all know that the cuts are legit. The runts we got, Fire Farmer. The cereal milk, Fire Farmer. $5,000 a cut.
All right, so I can only find a small bud, bro, but hopefully this.
Hey, small or not,
like
that shit frosty as hell.
Bro, it's crazy, dog.
Beautiful. Oh my
this
God. It's super cookie dominant. Super cookie dominant.
It looks nice. It's super. It's nice.
What is the cross on Cushman, if you know?
I don't even know, bro. I don't even know.
Me neither. Somebody said $5,000 for a clone. What the fuck? Yeah, bro. $5,000 for a clone. Yes. That's a fact.
This right here is called a luteum. I don't know if you ever heard of this before.
A luteum, like a luteum.
A luteum, ILLUDIM. A luteum.
Okay. Who made that?
I don't even know, bro. Just a throwback strain from local throwback strain.
Oh, so that's something from your area?
Yep. I don't know if you can even
okay.
See it. It's nice. We didn't keep it, but it's nice.
Oh, it wasn't something that you kept?
Nah. I mean, even if it's nice flour, bro, if it don't wash, bro, it don't make sense for us. We lose money on it if it don't wash.
Okay. Do you wash the whole room? Like after you harvest, is everything washed?
Everything.
Oh man, yeah.
Unless you see me putting it in front of the camera, the little smokestack.
Oh shit. You know what's crazy? The extract game isn't that big where I'm at. So we would lose so much money if we just washed everything because it would take so long to get rid of that by the time we got rid of it, it wouldn't even be worth it. You could have dumped probably like 10 or 20 plates by the time you got rid of whatever you extracted.
Yeah, so the idea with the extracts is to get a plant that extract high numbers, and high numbers is like, so for example, we got a plant. I'm not gonna tell, unfortunately, not today, bro. I ain't gonna tell you what the name of the plant is, but we got a plant that do 7%, a little bit over 7%, and
okay,
7%. So I just do the breakdown for you, the best that I like how.
Yes, let's go. Because I don't know nothing about this, so I'm relying on you to give some info on this.
In my area, I can get a unit off for 3,200, right?
Mm-hmm. So wait, so it's 32 for the unit?
Yeah, dry, like a dry unit, a regular dry unit. I can get $3,200, right?
Okay.
So if I find something
that washes at like 3%. So that means I wash all of it and I get 3% back. I can
Yeah.
probably make my money back on that unit. I could probably make about $3,200 on that unit.
Hmm.
But everything above 3%, 4%, everything that's above that is just making
Hmm.
money. So we got something that washes at 7%. So on the unit, you know what I'm saying, we can get like 56.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
See, my thought process has always been this: get it in and get it out. So as soon as we harvest, like let's say we just took down a whole room of runts. Runts might go for like 32 to 36. Somebody might take the entire room in one shot. Boom, we done with it. On to the next one. Now, if we did that in extracts, forget about it. It might take 2 or 3 weeks just to get rid of it in extract form, compared to it take one day to get rid of the entire crop in flower form.
Well, consider this too. When we harvest, it's not the traditional harvest like drying bud. It's a harvest. We harvest fresh frozen. So we take down the rooms, we cut
Okay.
the up, knock them, boom, knock them up in the bags, and put them right into the freezer. So I can harvest a whole plant in less than an hour.
Okay. Now something else I heard is sometimes it's better to harvest, dry it, then freeze it, then wash it.
It depends on the plant. It depends
Okay,
on the
so every strain is going to be different.
Yeah, like when I was asking you, like, how's the trichomes on that polyshore? Is it sticky? Is it tacky? Is it sand?
Okay.
Is it greasy? Like all of that matters.
Okay. So what I'll do is I'll get you some cuts and you could just run one plant of them or something and you can know better than I can because I don't know exactly what you're looking for, but I know that the Polyshore number I got a Polyshore number 2 and a Polyshore number 3. The number 2, stupid frosty, ridiculous, but not a big yielder. The number 3 is a massive yielder and still frosty, but the terps on it is the winning point. You're not going to find no other strain that has the terps that Polyshore number 3 has.
Yeah, I'm down to try True Bush Doctor. I need that Death Star. True Bush Doctor. What's up?
Wait, you need the Death Star, bro?
Yeah.
Damn, you know what's crazy? I've been turning that cut down because my man got he got a
3
cut from like 90, what is it, 96 or something? 95, 96.
Yeah,
And
that's the one.
he's been offering it to me for the longest, and I didn't want no parts of it. But I can definitely get it for y'all.
Oh, if you like gas, bro, you like Death Star. Have you had it?
Yes, I wasn't a big fan of it.
Really? Man, that shit's strong as fuck.
It is, but I never go off of potency.
But that's like
That's an,
kerosene. Like that's like kerosene. Like kind of kerosene gas, not like gas. You know what I'm saying?
like
It's a little
skunky
different.
gas. Yeah, it's a little different of a gas than what I like. Now, is it gassy? Hell yeah. Does it yield massive? Hell yeah. Is it worth growing? Yup. Clones easy, everything. It just ain't the gas that I'm looking for. Like I love the SFV OG. I love the Hazmat OG. The fucking Billy Kimber OG is the best OG I've ever smoked in my life. I've never smoked nothing like the Billy Kimber. That is the best OG ever. Sour Diesel, Chem Dog. I love those ones. Outside of that, I'm iffy on the rest of them. Tahoe. I like Tahoe. Tahoe is the most unique out of all the OGs. Frosty McNasty said, speaking to the mic, he can't really hear you.
Oh, my bad, bro. My headphones went dead, so I'm trying to talk through the iPad.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Um, hold on, I just read a comment. So yeah, Illudium. Illudium is from back then. It's the same. It kind of ran in the same circle. I'm assuming.
Okay.
As the Death Star. That's where that.
Okay.
I was just trying to read some comments.
Hawaiian skunk and
Yeah.
bubble kush equals Illudium.
Say it again.
Somebody said Hawaiian skunk and bubble kush equals Illudium.
Yeah. Yep. I think that's right.
Okay.
Uh, people
3-day
was
dry, then freeze or
chlorophyll.
freeze
If
dry
chlorophyll
machines.
takes out of your rosin, that means that the processor overwashed it, or the blood was the plant was full of chlorophyll when he
Hold up.
harvested.
Say
That's what
that.
that means.
Say that one more time because I was talking over you when you first said the first word.
Oh,
So
my
say
bad.
that one more time.
I was reading the comment. It said, "I heard people are moving away from fresh frozen due to taste of chlorophyll." And my response to that is, if it tastes like chlorophyll, it's a few things that either happen. Either you harvest it with the plant being full of nitrogen and full of chlorophyll, or the processor beat it up too much when he washed it. He overwashed it, or put like
Okay.
some less desirable hash in there, or
Some less than what?
less desirable hash, like maybe so you send a bag through different microns when you wash it with the bubble
Yeah.
hash.
Yep. Yep.
So you know what I'm saying, some of them bags is like food grade hash, like what you would use for edibles or something like that.
Okay.
I wouldn't get that to nobody to smoke that.
You would just use that to make some edibles or something like that.
Yeah,
Okay. Still good for
yeah.
edibles, but not good enough for somebody to want to be smoking if they're a normal, like fresh frozen kind of smoker.
I take cured over live, refresh any day. Cured might even get you bloated. I don't know, bro. It depends. It just depends, bro. Some stuff wash better cured. Some stuff don't do too bad fresh. I think everything could probably do better cured, but you
Okay.
don't get the same terps as you would if you do it live. Live is capturing the terps, like you know
Okay.
how your plant smell right on the like right when you about to take it down, like that day you
Yep.
go in there and busting, like
That smell you smell on your arms when you harvesting.
exactly, you can capture that. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
and it smell a little, it don't always smell the same once it dry. You know what I'm saying? It ain't always the same.
No,
So
hell no.
so you capture that the true
That
essence of it.
terpene profile.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay. See, you teaching me something because I'm not in the extract game. I don't really know much about it. I've tried the different micron bags. I have all of it. I have a rosin press, I have a BHO extractor, I have everything. But it just I think it's area based. Like some people will be like, hey bro, no matter what area you in, extracts sell. And I'm like, no, that's not true. That's like saying no matter what area you in, every kind of flower is going to sell. That's not true. Some areas are very new to extracts. Like you're not going to find nobody in my area that even has a dab rig. So if you out here with dabs, you might only have 5 or 6 people that actually have rigs to even be able to smoke this out of.
Yeah. Hey, sometimes that's all you need though, bro. Because if you these people that smoke dabs are ballers, dog, on the low. Like you don't even
Some
know
of
they
them,
are, bro.
but
And
when there's only 6 to 10 of them, it almost makes it not worth it because by the time those 6 to 10 take the entire thing that you have, you could have dumped your whole harvest.
yeah,
Now, what I do is I use my lowers and the trim leaves, the frost leaves. I extract those, but am I going to dedicate an entire 5, 6 light room to extracts? Fuck no, because by the time I could have dumped that 12 to 14, man, that could have been gone money in my pocket onto the next one. 35 days later, do it again.
yeah,
35 days later, I still might have some wax or some extracts left over.
yeah. We get our ass kicked sometimes. Sometimes we get really like super fire flour, bro, but it just don't wash. So
Oh, I
and
know that
then
got to be the worst.
bro, and then we're like we just look at each other like
Like, damn, we should have just dumped the flour. Like, like even in dispensaries, I remember Subcool was going through it. Like, he would want to bring extracts to the dispensaries, and then after a while, he was like, you know what? It's not even worth it to bring extracts to the dispensary. You're just gonna want to bring flour because the flour they'll take it right away. You'll get your cash right away. You bring them extracts, they might only take like 7 to 10 grams of extracts because they have so much that's already been sitting around. Then you're bringing them more, and that's gonna sit around. So they're not gonna take much of it compared to they might take 15 or 20 plates of the flour. So what do you want? Do you want the money right now or do you want it eventually?
yeah, I feel you. I would say if you're gonna jump into this game, definitely I couldn't do it by myself. That's why I got a partner. So
Yep.
know your market and know the people that's in your market and bring a product that they can consume so you don't gotta sit on.
Yep. You got to have the market for this. You got to have the market for it. This is what I always talk about with people knowing their area. You got to know your area and know exactly what they want. A little higher. There we go. There we go. What's this?
This is a magic cake.
Magic cake. Are you a fan of the cake crosses, like the wedding cakes, the ice
I ain't
cream
do this
cakes?
one, bro. This is gas.
What's the cross on this one?
Straight gas. I don't even know. Um I'm assuming wedding cake and something else. Maybe I don't know. It came from this company called Honey Stick Genetics.
Okay.
Another little bit bigger, but
Looks great. You know what? I've never been a fan of the cake crosses.
no.
And I grow a bunch of them. I got the wedding cake, I got the ice cream cake. I don't smoke none of them. People love it though, and that's the main reason that I grow it is because people love it. If people love something, what I have to do is I have to put what I love to the side for what people want. Like leave it up to me, I would never grow runts. Never, never. It's average at best to me. Um, I would never grow no runts crosses. It's average at best to me. I don't like gelato. I don't like Skittles. I don't like none of that. But since
Yeah,
the people
gelato
like it,
was my favorite. I tried some gelato from the dispensary and I was like, oh, I'm cool, bro. Like this ain't
nah,
really.
you never had no Frosty McNasty gelato, man. Yeah, that's gelato, man. Like it, and his was fire, and I'm still not a fan of that. But people love it, and that's the reason that I grow it. Now,
Yeah,
me personally,
with that.
I would load rooms with SFVOG and just be happy for myself. But I know everybody's not going to want just SFVOG all the time. So I have
Yeah,
to make sure that I listen to what people want, and then I have to grow what they want because I would have never had runts. Never, never. It's gelato in a Beamer. So like if regular gelato drove a Honda, runts is just gelato in a Beamer. Yeah, so that's how like add some grabba to a gelato blunt and boom, you got runts. That's my opinion on it. But since people love it so much, here, who am I to tell you what to like and what not to like? I don't expect you to have the same taste that I have. You might love it, so I'm gonna grow it for you. Ice cream cake, I'm not a big fan of it. I don't like no cakes. The cream flavor of the cakes is just not loud enough for me. So I'm not gonna waste my time with it. But if people love it, trust me, I'm gonna have it. I
yeah.
don't
I
like
think
cereal
I
milk. I don't like Gary Payton. I don't like none of that shit. All of them are just reworked gelatos to me.
yeah, I like that. I like that. I like that profile. I like that. I do like the cream. I didn't get that cream off that gelato like I was expecting, but I do like that cream. But it gotta
Oh,
be
then
with some gas though. It gotta be
you
with the
would you would love wedding cake. You would love Frosty's Gelato 33 too. So when he does his crosses with that Gelato 33, the Bacciao, that's the other name for it, the Bacciao Gelato. Man, you would fall in love with it. So any cross that you see him do with that Gelato 33, go for it.
Yeah, I gotta try that out. Yeah,
Go
I
for
haven't.
it. It'll change your mind about gelato.
Okay.
It'll completely change your mind about it because I never liked it, but I also never had the one he had. So to me, it was like, man, I ain't fucking with that until I had the one he had. And I'm like, you know what? I see why people love this so much. Now, me
Sometimes that's what it
personally,
takes.
am I gonna grow it? Nope.
Yeah, sometimes that's what it takes.
Yeah, it takes you getting that real one. Same with Gorilla Glue. Like so many people are like, man, I'd never smoke no more GG. And me and you are like, man, they never had the real one.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. Like even when it don't come out like how I really want it to, like how I know it can, because I did it before, it's still the shit. Like,
But that's
ain't
because you have the real one. So no matter good or bad, you have the official one. So it's going to be a little bit different than somebody who not only had a bad version, they had a bad version of the fake one.
yeah,
Yeah, so it's like double bad for them. So by the time they get it, man, what's the longest flowering strain in your rotation? Well, I ask you first, bro. What's the longest flowering strain in your rotation?
GMO grape pie.
Grape pie,
This GMO crusted the grape pie.
GMO cross with grape pie. The longest flowering strain I got, it might be a tie between a Brisker OG and Polyshore.
Hmm.
That's the longest flowering strains that I have. And I
How
can't
long
never
that
grow
Polly
enough of
Shore
either
go?
one of them. Huh?
How long does that Polly Shore go?
It depends on which pheno. Uh, if you take them 10 weeks, you'll be happy.
Okay.
You can finish them in 9, but if you take them 10, even peanut butter cookies, if you take either 3 of them 10 weeks, you'll be a happy camper.
Okay.
True
Yeah, that's
Bush
actually
Doctor shit. I love the real
unless it's like
GG4.
11 weeks. 12 weeks.
What'd you say?
So I don't want nothing that's like 11 weeks, 12 weeks.
Hell no. 9, 10 I can deal with. 9 or
Yeah.
10 I could deal with. Anything over 10 weeks, I ain't dealing with. Because if you're running any cookie cross, I promise you, you take it 10 weeks, you're going to get the harvest that you've been looking for. Most people try to finish everything 8 to 9 weeks, and that's where you fuck up. Because if it's a cookie cross, take it 10. If it's an OG cross, take it 10. And boom. I can't do 10 weeks. I toss it. Oh, shit. What do you take, KS? What do you normally take strains? 9 weeks? What's one more week gonna hurt you? Yeah, one more week ain't gonna hurt you much.
Just run it out.
Yeah, one more week ain't gonna hurt you. Flush an extra week.
But I ain't gonna lie though. I mean, I don't want to take it 10 weeks though.
I don't. 9 weeks is what? 63.
Yeah, I don't want to go to 70. I'm cool. I had a mint chocolate chip that ran like that. It was crazy, bro. And I just no, it wasn't mint chocolate chip. It was across the mint chocolate chip. It was a GMO mint chocolate chip, and that was taking forever, man. I just let it go, bro. It was fire. I just let it go because I couldn't keep going that deep in, especially when I'm doing pheno hunts and I got every plant in the room is different, so that make it a little bit tough too, you know what I'm saying, with watering and everything. But
Mhm.
when I got so many different plants, and this one is taking forever, and now I got
That's it. Yes, yes.
you
And
know what
that's
I'm saying. So
another part that'll mess you up with not monocropping and netting at the same time. Because if something's done in 8 weeks, something else is done in 10 weeks. You can't take down a strain that's been done in 8 weeks because it's going to collapse the trellis and you're not going to be able to finish the one that's done in 10 weeks.
yeah,
So what I do is, since I got 2 flower rooms, 1 veg room, I harvest every 35 days. That equals out to 70. That works perfect for me because every 35 days there's a room coming down, 2 weeks to dry, however long it takes to trim. 2 weeks later there's another harvest coming, so that works perfect for me. I think it
yeah,
comes down to how many rooms you got depending on how long you could run, because if you got 2 rooms every 35 days you harvest in, if you got 3 rooms every 3 weeks you harvest in, it doesn't matter if the strain runs 10 weeks or 9 weeks. Doesn't make much of a difference. You're still going to be harvesting every 3 to 4 weeks.
yeah. Well, I guess if it's a monocrop, I mean, you can still kind of run into that situation if you got one that's just taking forever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
turnover, like.
yeah. I hate multi-strains. I don't want a couple zips of this, QP it is, half P it is. I don't want that no more. I did that for the longest. It gets on my fucking nerves. So now I want either, because each room got 4 trays. So I either want 2 trays of 2 different strains in each room, or I want 4 trays of 1 strain. That's how I want it from now on.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to being able to do that.
Yeah, you got 2 flowering spaces, don't you?
Yeah, but I mean, we got a lot of plants to go through, bro. We can't, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I
We
did? After a
like,
while, I stopped pheno hunting for like 6 months just to be able to get runs in back to back to back to back. Because every month there's a harvest. So out of that 6 months, that's 6 back to back harvests. And then I went back to pheno hunting. And then I'll take another 6 months to do back to back harvest. And then I'll pheno hunt again.
yeah. Well, we
I don't
gotta
have a
we
lot of strains that I even want to hunt through.
because ain't nobody giving up cuts to 7%ers, bro. So we gotta go find them.
Oh yeah, you're gonna run a lot of strains to be able to find strains that do that.
Yeah.
Banana Buttercup would have been your best friend from Square One Genetics. It's the frostiest strain I've ever grown in the history of my life.
We'll see. It'll take you by surprise a little bit, bro. Just because it's super frosty, don't always mean it's gonna wash good, bro. Like that's
Ugh.
that's why we watched the sour shoes because it was frosty as fuck. It was like ridiculously frosty and it smelled good. And that 10 by 10 was loaded, full of sour shoes, and it just didn't wash good. It did like 1%, bro. We lost money on it. You feel me? But that didn't mean it wasn't great flour. It was great flour. It just didn't wash well. You feel me?
Mm, yeah. Yep. So when you extracting, you're looking for different things than somebody that's just finishing for the bag appeal on the final product.
Yeah. It don't. I almost don't even care what the flour look like. I care more what it smell like, what it tastes like, and how high it gets you, and how well it washes, and
Oh,
how well it washes like at the top of the list. Then terps. You know what I'm saying? Or yeah, then terps. Because I could take something that wash and mix it with something that's terpy, and now all of a sudden that's something, something different, and it makes sense, and it make money.
Okay. Yep. Yep. See, so everybody, depending on the method you're using after harvest, will depend on what you're looking for.
Say it again.
I said, depending on the method that you're doing after you harvest, will depend on what you're looking for, strain wise.
Yeah, yeah,
Because a strain that works for you might not work for me if I'm looking for strictly frost bag appeal. Because there might be a strain that ain't got as much frost and as much bag appeal, but washes like a motherfucker. That's gonna be something for you.
yeah. Like a perfect example of that is like Skittles, something like that.
Uh,
It's ugly, you know what I'm saying? But it's really terpy and it wash okay, so people wash it.
I hated the Skittles. Oh man, yeah, me and Skittles were not friends. That's the reason. That's the main reason I knew I wouldn't like runts. I don't like gelato. I don't like Skittles. I'm not gonna like their kid.
That makes
I
sense.
just yeah, just automatic assumption. And that's why I think Frosty's going with the method of not exactly releasing what the crosses are. Because you're gonna have people like me that's like, I don't like one of those strains in that cross. And since I know some of those genetics are gonna get passed down, I'm probably not gonna run it. There's probably a ton of people who think exactly the same way I do.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure.
That's the first thing I'm looking for. What's the cross? That's my very first question. What's the cross? Let me find out mimosa or something is anywhere in this cross. I don't want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, you don't like mimosa, right? You cool on mimosa.
I don't like nothing citrusy. If it got any kind of pine or citrus, I don't want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I don't mind the citrus as long as it's like I don't really like orange that much.
I don't like orange at all.
The grapefruit is okay, like a grapefruity lemon kind of.
Well, the Polly Shore is kind of grapefruity when I think about it. So that I guess you can taste it kind of, but I don't know how to describe it. It's like a grapefruit and a licorice, like black licorice. It's super unique. I'm surprised more people didn't jump on that Polly Shore when it dropped.
Yeah,
But
I wasn't even paying attention. I remember it dropping. I wasn't, so I just
mhm,
wasn't for real.
what I wish was that I grabbed the extra pack of it. That's the only thing I'm mad about. I still hit tighten up every day, like, bro, please redrop the the Polly Shore, please. I need to hunt through them because if I found this off of 3 seeds, I can't imagine what'll happen if I hunt 20 of them. Who knows what's in there?
Yeah, I feel you. That's why I talked to Frosty the other day. I told him I need another pack of that sour shoes, bro, because
Yeah.
we can go through it again, bro. I like the terps on it, bro. I'm talking about this loud, dog. It's
Bro,
something.
you're not the only person who said it. You know how many people, like after I had him on here, do you know how many people DM me afterwards? Like, bro, that sour shoes from Frosty, crazy.
Yeah, and it yield, bro.
Yeah.
It was yielding. Like I'm talking about,
I,
man.
I never got a strain from Frosty that didn't. I don't even think he made crosses that won't yield. I don't even think he would waste his time with it because it's one of the things he's thinking about when he even grows a strain, let alone crosses it. How does it produce?
Man, my bad. You cutting out a little bit.
Oh yeah, I said it's one of the first things that Frosty thinks about when he even grows a strain, let alone crosses it. How does it produce?
Right. Right. Yeah. And I think every breeder got their own different little criteria about
Hell
what
yeah.
they doing or what vision they got. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? Everybody got everything got a purpose.
Hell yeah. There's a market for everyone. Like
Man.
me, you'll constantly see me bashing old school strains. It's
I
like
know.
my thing.
I see you every day, bro.
Oh, the old school growers fucking hate me. Oh man, grow some. Let me find out you cross some White Widow or Northern Lights with something, and I'm on your ass. That's a fact. What are you doing? But then there's people that hit me like, bro, how don't you like those? And I'm like, how do you? Different generations.
But somebody might take a Northern Lights, right, and cross it for this to get the characteristics of the color out of the Northern Lights. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Structure out of the Northern Lights.
Now I'm
You
tunnel vision. So as soon as I see Northern Lights in the cross, I don't want it.
know? That's
Yeah, okay, the way I am with cannabis is the way people is with food. Like, you know, people that don't like onions and they will not eat a meal that got onions in it.
yeah, no, I feel you.
I'm the same way with cannabis. As soon as I see a cross, let there be something in there that I don't want nothing to do with it. I'm not growing a cross.
So you don't like no fruit?
None. I'm vegan. I eat enough fruit. I don't want my weed fruity.
I feel you. I got you.
uh yeah, no, I don't smoke anything fruity. Jet fuel gelato is fire, but it tastes so much like gelato, I don't like it.
Hmm. I
But
haven't had it.
the jet fuel kind of shines through on it, but there's still so much gelato to it. Tangy, oh my god, please. My stomach does flips when I hear citrusy strains. Like automatically. As soon as just the thought of it makes my stomach do flips. Pine, yeah, I don't like pine either. You a fan of pine, bro?
Uh, I think that sour shoes had a little pine in it. There's definitely some
Yeah,
pine.
it depends on because Tahoe OG got some pine to it too. And I love the Tahoe.
Yeah. Usually that
Yes.
pine be loud, bro. That loud that pine be some loud.
Now here's the issue again with knowing your area. In my area, that's automatically going to be associated with booth homegrown weed. The second they smell pine or citrus, booth homegrown. That's just how it works. Because
So
when we had sour diesel, they had piney and citrusy weed out in the boonies. So no one in my area wanted what they had out there. No one out there wanted what they had in my area. Like they would tell you sour's dirt. And
right,
we
I
would
already
tell them,
my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off,
no,
but
go ahead.
so wouldn't me personally? I associate sour with citrus.
Nope, not where I'm from. Sour is
I mean, just
again,
not even weed wise. I'm just saying like universally, sour is citrus.
nope, because West Coast sour is very different than the East Coast sour. It's a major difference. And I didn't notice until I started getting sour from all over the place, and no one had the sour that the East Coast had. So when they say sour, they're not talking about the sour that we have. It's completely different than the sour we had. The one we had smells like, okay, if you ever walked out your door when a skunk first sprayed, that's the sour we talking about. You ever been at the gas tank and
That's
spilt gas
skunk.
on your hand by accident?
Yeah.
That's sour. There's no pine or no citrus to the sour that we had over here. None, not a drop of it. But then I got West Coast sour, and we wouldn't even call that sour.
Hmm.
We don't know what we would call that. We might call that like Jack Herrera or something. It definitely ain't the sour we was talking about. And
So
and
like, don't
anybody
nobody
from the East Coast is going to tell you that we've never been able to find that sour again. It went
no.
extinct. Nobody got it. That shit went extinct years ago, and we've never gotten it again. Just like the piff. Like when most people say haze, they're not talking about the haze that we had on the East Coast. Major difference. And I learned that too. The piff that we had over here that we call piff, like I don't know what piff would be on the West Coast or down south or something like that. They might just call piff anything. The piff we had here is known worldwide. Like the sour we had here is known worldwide. Sour's boof on the West Coast. Like you're not gonna find too many growers growing sour.
Hmm.
I don't even think they want
OG
that
kinda
shit over
sour,
there.
ain't it? Ain't OG kind of sour?
Th- To them,
No.
to them, OG would be a little bit more piney to us, and I love OG. But the only reason I love OG is because it's the closest thing I can find to sour. And that's sad because we'll never find that sour that we're talking about, that we're looking for. We don't know what it was. We don't know where it came from. We don't know how it got to us, and we don't know how we had it for so long.
What you think about? Okay, so I would say I think this is pretty much fact. Like we can grow the same plant, we can have the same cut, and
hmm
we can both have different results. Both have great runs, but both come out with different terpene profiles off the
But
same.
not so much different. that we know it's not the same thing.
You ain't never
So
had like a second run, third run on the plant, and it just came out completely different. I mean, not you know what I'm saying. You still
look
got
wise,
yeah.
they might look a little bit different, but smell wise, I know this is still the same plant, even if it smells better this time than it did then. It still has the smell it had then. It's just amplified.
Hmm.
So the sour that we're talking about, the piff that we're talking about, the haze we're talking about, we don't know if we'll ever even be able to get that again because we don't know where it went. It just after a while just went extinct.
Yeah.
It got the whole East Coast mad. I'm telling you, if there's anybody in the chat that's from the East Coast, that you see D-Line, you see a lot of the NYC diesel was not the sour that we're talking about. That's way, you know what? A lot of people got that diesel that was the New York City diesel. That's not the sour that we were talking about though.
So is New York City diesel sour though?
No,
No. Okay.
sour diesel is sour crossed with diesel. So it's a cross of those two. So when you get the NYC diesel, it kind of smells like it, but it's missing the sour. When you get the sour, it's missing the New York City diesel.
Huh. So you feel
That
like
that
the one that Elevated got is probably the closest thing you had to it so far? Or you
yes,
think yeah.
yes. By far the one that Elevated got is the closest.
You and that's you run that, don't you?
Yeah, I got damn near half a room of it right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm about to finish around with the one plant in it that I had just to test it out. And since it was in veg, it smelled like the sour that I was talking about. It's the closest truck tire. Yeah, there you go. That burnt rubber, skunk died on your porch yesterday kind of smell. Like, you ever been in your house and you knew somebody killed the skunk outside or a skunk just sprayed outside?
Yeah.
That's the sour. That's the best way I can describe it. Like, it was the skunkiest, loudest smell. You a point three of it,
So you think it
you
was?
will
Do you
fuck
think it
the
was the
whole
skunk?
street up. I think it was a chem dog.
Hmm.
I think it was a chem dog
It
because
might have been
all of the
him dog across to skunk.
yeah, because it came from up in the mountains. So when I go up there and I ask those growers, like, yo, what was the sour diesel? And they're like, yo, it was a chem dog originally. Like, we got the sour diesel from a chem dog.
Hmm.
So they pop some chem dogs, and that's the closest thing we might be able to find to sour diesel is going to be in that chem dog. But that still might not be it because you still have the East Coast sour, and you have the East Coast sour diesel, and then you have the sour. And those two together, if you ever smelled like a bud of each of them in different hands, that's the sour diesel we were talking about that we haven't had since like 2008, 2009. It was a Chem Times OG. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense because there is some OGs that still have that sour kind of smell, but it's not the one. Sour is Northern Lights times Massachusetts super skunk. So it is a skunk in it in the long run.
Oh, this Northern Lights kind of massive.
Yes.
Man, I don't know. I don't
I
know.
don't know neither. I don't know neither
I
because
don't know about that.
there's no Northern Lights to it that I know of. And I've had Northern Lights probably longer than almost anybody. That is
Northern
the
Lights is like woody and like earthy.
yes.
Like
Yes. Very different. Very different. I would accept the skunk cross, but I
yeah.
definitely don't think that there's a Northern Lights in it because it also has no color to it. Like growing sour diesel, it is the ugliest plant you're ever gonna grow. Finish is nice, but it's very ugly.
If you don't dab, how do you prefer consuming your cannabis? Is that a question for me?
Yeah, I'll let you answer it first and then I'll answer it.
Um, joints. I smoke out of Element Papers. So that's
Okay.
all I get.
I only smoke papers, so
Yeah, papers
I
with
can just
the
make it simple. I don't
okay.
smoke bongs, bowls, dabs, nothing.
I
Papers.
very rarely hit out the bong. Like that's for some I don't know. But I'll tell you one reason why I do prefer dabbing is because I'm a barber and I don't always
Mm-hmm.
want to be in people's face with my hands smelling like tree. Like
Smart.
that's not professional necessarily. You feel me? But I still like my buzz in the morning before I go to work. You feel
Mm-hmm.
me? So that works for me. You know what I'm saying? Like go in,
Yep.
it only takes a couple seconds. Boom, get in, get out.
That's what I liked about the syrup and the
I
canna
can just
caps.
hit my
So
little pen on the way to work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it makes it a little bit more simple. It's a little cleaner. It's not as offensive.
yeah. Hey, people, it's 2021. Who the hell's still smoking blunts?
Yeah,
Anybody
nah, get
smoking no
off them
blunts?
blunts.
Yeah, get
I
away
guess
from
if
that.
you want to smoke a backwood, that's cool. But
Yeah, but I would rather smoke a
it's a little
fronto than a
harsh.
backwood.
Yeah, backwood is harsh to me. I guess if you get
Yeah.
one that's rolled up real good, but you're gonna have to stuff that mug. You're gonna have to put an eighth in that bitch.
Yeah, and who got time for that? Nobody got time to be putting eighth in a blunt.
I mean,
And then by the time that I even get that blunt finished, it's dry and cracking and super fucking no.
that sound like them old swishers.
Oh, yo, when I went down south for the first time and found out that people were smoking swishers, my very first question was, how do you fit enough weed in this? Because we went from smoking Dutch Masters, vanilla Dutches. If you from the East Coast, you know all you smoked out of was Dutches. If it was not a
Yeah,
Dutch Master, nobody was smoking that shit. So when I went
yeah,
down south and seen them smoking swishers, my first question was, how do you fit enough weed into this? I remember when I first came back around and people were smoking cigarillos, I said, what
yeah.
the fuck is this? You're never gonna be able to fit enough weed on this. Ever. Ever. What a cigarillo? I didn't even know how to roll it.
Well, I don't know. I would say my joints pretty much be like the size of what my blunts used to look like when I smoked blunts.
Now in a paper, I can pull it off, but in a swisher, I can't do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, in a paper, I can roll a blunt the size of a swisher.
chocolate Dutchess.
If I
No,
have a swisher, who said chocolate Dutches? Yeah, hell yeah. They
oh,
smoked
I can't
hella
get into
chocolate
them.
Dutches where I'm from. Grape Dutches, any Dutch, but mainly vanilla. Like that was the go-to was the vanilla. But every now and then, yeah, strawberries, grape, chocolate, definite.
Yeah,
I wasn't a flavored Dutch person.
my girl came to the crib with a vanilla chocolate something the other day. I'm like, man, it's dirty. What is this?
Yeah, what the, what the hell is this? He said, I don't want no parts of that one. But yeah, but I've already had you guys for 2 hours. I ain't gonna keep you all night. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Go ahead and tell them where to find you at, bro.
Yep, Daisy Force. Yep,
Daisy Forest. There we go. Boom. Perfect. Daisy Forest. Phillies too. Yeah. Daisy Forest over on Instagram. Make sure that y'all go over to Daisy Forest on Instagram. Give him a follow. Go ahead and show him some love on a lot of his material. I know after this, y'all gonna drive him crazy and force him into making more footage. Show him into making making more material so we can get him over on YouTube. But yeah, y'all know where to find me. Beast Coast Grower 420 over on Instagram, on YouTube. Beast Coast Grower 420. I thank everybody for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share. You already know. Beast Coast.